On the air on over 30 radio stations in Western Pennsylvania. And on the net with over 10 schools and hundreds of live and archived broadcasts at www.msasports.net. Anytime, anywhere, always there. We are the MSA Sports Network.
Welcome to exclusive coverage of the 2016 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs, only on the Management Science Associates Sports Network. The high school hockey playoffs at MSAsports.net are sponsored by the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena, by J&J Distributing, by First Commonwealth Bank, by Carlow University, by Progress, by Dunkin' Donuts, and by Management Science Associates.
UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex, the site, as the Class AA Penguins Cup Championship between the Mars Planets and the Bishop Canevin Crusaders is about to get underway here on the MSA Sports Network. Good evening and welcome to exclusive coverage of the 2016 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Championships. Alongside Kevin Zilmansky, Matt Vandriak, center ice with you here. Kevin, a battle of two teams from the Western Conference. Mars 17-5-2, the second place team out of the conference. Bishop Canevin 17-6-1. They finished third in the Western Conference. And what a Western Conference it was this year. The conference wasn't decided until the last game of the regular season. And had Mars and Moon ended up tying that night, the seedings would have been completely different, and so would the AA playoffs.
Yeah, you could tell the strength of the conference based on who's representing tonight in the Penguin Cup. Incredible three-way race between Moon, Mars, and Bishop Canevin. And so it shakes out where Moon ends up at the top end of the first seed, and they lose to Baldwin, who then Bishop Canevin beat in the semis to advance to the Penguin Cup tonight. So it was a very competitive division in the Class AA.
Mars in their first season on the AA level, they've scored 122 goals and allowed 49 goals in their 24 regular season and playoff games. The Planets average 4.9 goals per contest. They allow an average of just under 2 goals against per game. Mars give up the least amount of goals of any team in the PIHL in the regular season. They surrendered only 45 goals against in 22 regular season games. That was the best of anybody in single, double, or AAA. Bishop Canevin scored just as many goals as the Planets, the Crusaders netting 122 goals in their 24 games played. That same average of 4.9 goals per game. The Crusaders have allowed 80 goals against. That's an average of 3.2 goals against per game. Both of these teams, they can get it done. They have some talent offensively. Bishop Canevin, 3 players scoring 35 or more points in the regular season. The Crusaders had 2 others who netted 20 or more regular season points. Mars had 2 players net 30 or more points in the regular season, while 3 others scored 20 or more regular season points.
When you talk about the goals against for Mars, you have to start with Tyler Spreng in goal. Led the AA, and the goals against average is 2.04, by far the best in AA. So you start there, and that's the reason their goals against is so low. Play well in front of them, but once you get past their 5 men in front of their goal, then you have to deal with Spreng in net. Very talented goalie for the Mars Planets.
Yeah, Spreng, just talking about it, is tied for tops in the classification and wins. He had 15. He's also tied for most shutouts with 3. Spreng had the lowest goals against average, that 2.04 mark. You mentioned, Kevin, that was the best goals against average of all goaltenders who had 5 or more starts in the regular season. This Mars team, they're led offensively by Bo Heekins. Heekins had 33 points in the regular season, 17 goals and 16 assists. Jonathan Kowalkowski right behind him with 32 points. He had 14 goals and 18 assists. Noah Raimundo led the team with 19 goals. He had 8 assists for 27 points. Keaton Hanna, 25 points, 14 goals and 11 assists, while Owen Vazbinder had 24 points, 11 goals, and 13 assists. Bishop Canevin, they're led by Thomas Krivak. Krivak had 24 goals and 15 assists for 39 regular season points. Alec Bosnic right behind him with 38 points, 18 goals and 20 assists. Lukas Krukovski had 15 goals and 21 assists for 36 points. Jacob Kuzma broke the 20-point plateau with 7 goals and 14 assists. And Daniel Tkac, 20 points in the regular season, 6 goals and 14 points assist. 14 total points, 14 assists for 20 total points. But you talk about these teams here right now for Mars. One of the guys that we mentioned, Owen Vazbinder, he and Bishop Canevin's Thomas Krivak actually lead the AA playoffs in scoring so far. They have 5 points apiece.
And Krivak scored the game winner with 47.2 to go against Baldwin, where they got caught Baldwin in a bad line change, and Tkac picked up the puck, came in on a 2-on-1, slid it over to Krivak, and he went upstairs over the glove to score the game-winning goal for the Crusaders over the Highlanders.
Yeah, behind Krivak for the Crusaders and Vazbinder for Mars. Lukas Krukovski with 3 goals and 1 assist, and Daniel Tkac with 2 goals and 2 assists. I have 4 points for Bishop Canevin so far in the playoffs. Noah Raimundo with 3 goals and an assist. Bo Heekins with 4 assists. Also have netted 4 points so far in these 2016 playoffs. This will be the 3rd meeting of the season between these teams, and Mars defeated Bishop Canevin soundly 9-3 in the 2nd regular season game of 2015. That was a 9-3 victory back at the Mount Lebanon Rec Center on October the 12th of 2015. In the 2nd meeting, they battled on January 21st at the Barrel Ice Complex and skated to a 3-3 tie, so definitely some disparity as far as the outcome in the 2 meetings between them.
And the reason for that is Bishop Canevin was adding players throughout the year. They had a couple guys that are foreign exchange students that they added after the start. Talking to their coaching staff prior to the game, they said in neither game that they played the Planets did they have their full roster. So tonight will be a full roster for Bishop Canevin matching up against Mars for the first time.
We'll take a pause here for a live rendition of our national anthem. National anthem here from the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. Mars and Bishop Canevin. The Class AA Penguins Cup Championship game about to get underway. The road to the Penguins Cup title for Bishop Canevin. They defeated Latrobe 5-1 in the quarterfinals. Thomas Krivak led the way with 3 assists that night. Daniel Tkac scored 2 goals. And Lukas Krukovski and Jacob Kuzma each had a goal and an assist. Nico Borghini stopped 19 of the 20 shots he faced for the Crusaders in that quarterfinal round win. As Kevin mentioned, Bishop Canevin defeated Baldwin 4-2 in the semifinals. Krivak netting the game winner with 47 seconds left in regulation. Then Lukas Krukovski icing the game with an empty netter 23 seconds later. Krukovski scoring twice in that win. Krivak and Alec Bosnic had a goal and an assist each. Daniel Tkac added 2 assists for the Crusaders. And Nico Borghini turned aside 25 of the 27 shots that he faced. Mars, they defeated Plum 3-2 in the quarterfinals. Will Scursey netting the game winner with 4:56 left in regulation. Keaton Hanna and Noah Raimundo also scored for the Planets. A game that Mars dominated, out-shooting the Mustangs 47-16. Mars also had 2 goals disallowed in that game. The Planets beat Armstrong impressively 5-2 in the semifinals. Mars scoring 3 goals in the 3rd period to pull away to that victory. Owen Vazbinder had 2 goals and 2 assists, while Bo Heekins added 4 assists for the Planets. Noah Raimundo had a goal and 3 assists, and Tyler Sprang stopped 31 of the 33 shots he faced.
And I think in that game, when I was watching, I thought Raimundo was the best forward on the ice for most of the game on either side. He just was making a lot of things happen for the Planets, and he didn't score as many goals, but still had a 4-point night, and I thought he really was the leader of the offense in that game versus Armstrong.
Well, we mentioned this the third meeting of the season. Kevin, you talked about the Bishop Canevin roster not being where it was back in October when they met, and you talked about Noah Raimundo as well. Raimundo had a big night in that 9-3 victory back on October the 12th. Raimundo had the hat trick in a 4-point effort. Bo Heekins had 4 points with 2 goals and 2 assists. Owen Vazbinder recorded a goal and 2 assists, and Jonathan Kowalkowski had a goal and an assist. The Planets outshot the Crusaders 42-17 in that game and jumped to a 6-0 lead. They led 5-0 after the first period when Nico Borghini was lifted after surrendering 5 goals on 18 shots in the first 17 minutes. Daniel Tkac was a bright spot for Bishop Canevin. He had 2 assists in that losing effort, but in that second meeting of the season, Mars had a 3-2 lead with just a minute and 24 seconds left in regulation before Bishop Canevin tied the game with 30 seconds left. Thomas Krivak scored twice for the Crusaders. Jacob Kuzma had 2 assists. Daniel Tkac got the other goal for Bishop Canevin. Bo Heekins, Noah Raimundo, and Owen Vazbinder scored for the Planets. Tyler Sprang stopped 31 of the 34 shots he faced. Nico Borghini was strong that night as well, stopping 26 of 29.
Yeah, we mentioned Sprang in goal for Mars. I think it's worth mentioning about Canevin's goalie, Nico Borghini. He was thrust into a role last year when I was coaching the team as the only goalie on the roster as a young freshman. And I got a chance to talk with him after the semifinal game, and immediately I could see he's about 5-6 inches taller and about 50 pounds heavier. So he's really kind of grown into it, and he's much improved not only the season, but from the beginning of the season to the end. He made some very key critical saves when Baldwin was threatening with a tie score prior to Krivak netting the game winner. So Nico Borghini much improved, and he's going to have to be to slow down the offense of the Mars Planets, and the Crusaders are going to have to be strong in front of them, not only in the defensive zone, but getting back on the back check, cutting down some shooting lanes and some angles there. So it's going to be real key. I think Canevin's got some good forwards. They're just going to have to help defensively as well as trying to put the puck in the net.
Mars will be looking for their 5th Penguins Cup championship in program history. The Planets won the Class A Penguins Cup championship last season and are looking to become the first team to win back-to-back championships in different classifications since Pine Richland did so in 2007 in AA and 2008 in AAA. Mars won 3 consecutive Class A championships from 2009 through 2011. The Planets also won back-to-back Class A PA Cup titles in 2010 and 2011. Bishop Canevin, they won 7 Penguins Cup championships in their history. The Crusaders last won a title, Kevin, when you were behind the bench in 2014. Bishop Canevin also won AA championships in 2011, 1993, 1989, and 1983 through 1985. The Crusaders won the the Class AA PA Cup in 1983, 84, 89, and 2011. The winner of this game will meet Central Buck South for the Class AA Pennsylvania Cup. Saturday at 1:30 from the Pagula Ice Arena at Penn State. Central Buck South defeated Canevin in the Class AA state championship game back in 2000.
And I'll always be fond of those 2011, 2014 teams, 2011, my only state championship. So great memories, and that's what both of these teams are trying to make tonight. I'm expecting a rather competitive game. I think it would be a very big shock if one side runs the table against the other. So those out there tuning in, if you're former players on campuses, sit back and enjoy the call. Canevin and Mars, I'm expecting a pretty good one.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. This should be a pretty evenly matched game. I've seen both of these teams through the playoffs. I saw Bishop Canevin in their opening round victory over Latrobe. I saw Mars defeat Armstrong in the semifinal round, and I've been impressed with the way that the Mars team was able to defend against an Armstrong team that led Class AA in regular season goals scored, but this defensive team, which was the best in all of the PIHL, really showed that against an Armstrong team, slowing down a high-powered offensive attack. Bishop Canevin, we talked about them losing that early season game against Mars. It was almost the same script when they played Latrobe in the first round. They had a tough time in the regular season against the Wildcats, but from start to finish in that quarterfinal round game, Bishop Canevin was the better team. They struck for a goal 16 seconds into it and never looked back.
Yeah, you were telling me about that game because you called that one, and I got to be honest, I was surprised. I thought Latrobe was one of the teams to beat. Didn't expect Canevin to make the drive to Westmoreland County and dominate them the way they did. But I think what we learned from watching those games last week and why 2 teams are here is because both these programs have pedigree. You know, we mentioned we have 11 Penguin Cup championships between 2 of them, and when you get in those games, Mars against Armstrong, Armstrong has won one in a while, Mars has, and that really shows in trying to figure out a way to win those games. So no advantage either side here. Both teams got great pedigrees, and we're ready to start.
Face off at center ice, right to left. Bishop Canevin moves the Crusaders, decked out in the dark blue jerseys with the light blue and white trim. They move right to left. Mars decked out as the home team in the white jerseys with the blue and gold trim. They'll move left to right of the net. To our left is Tyler Sprang. Sprang 2-0 so far in the playoffs. A 2.0 goals against average on the net. To our right, Nico Borghini for Bishop Canevin. Borghini also 2-0 so far in the playoffs. A 1.5 postseason goals against average. Bishop Canevin coached by Kevin Paulos. His assistants are Jeremy Swegman and Anthony Scarpino. Mars led by Steve Myers. His assistants Mike Heltman and Steve Tracy.
And the referees for tonight's game, the linesmen, Derek Carlins and Dave Duncan. The officials, Pat Jacobs and Furman South.
Furman South, a former Penguins Cup winner as a player at Quaker Valley.
And then played at Robert Morris.
Here comes Mars with the puck, dumping it into the Bishop Canevin zone. Puck played around to the left side. Canevin's Thomas Krukovski takes it, leads it ahead up the right side. It's the chance for Bosnic in the circle. Wrist shot coming. Glove save made. Rebound loose in the slot, and Bo Heekins takes it away. Good scoring chance there for Bishop Canevin. Sprang made the save, but couldn't handle the rebound.
Yeah, high shot by Bosnic. Sprang wasn't able to catch it cleanly, and the rebound popped right into the slot.
Mars trying to feed it back the other way, looking for Raimundo on a lead pass. Bishop Canevin's Thomas Krukovski into his own zone, regroups. Both teams are going to line change on as the Crusaders look for an outlet here. Krukovski circling as Keaton Hanna chases after him. Bringing it back here to the near side of the rink. That'll give Gian Oliver a chance to move it out. And through center red, here comes an opportunity for Jacob Ondrejko. Ondrejko breaks the zone, dumping it back behind the net. Daniel Tkac after it there. Tkac trying to go back to Ondrejko. Jonathan Kowalkowski defending in his own end. Getting some help from Patrick Roach as well. Four-man scrum won by the Planets. And they play the puck around here to the near side. Keaton Hanna will find it for Mars. And here they come out. Mars feeding it through center red. Will Skersey breaks the Bishop Canevin zone down the right side. Skersey looks it over. Wants to go to Heltman at the right point. We have a whistle behind the play.
It's noteworthy that Jacob Ondrejko's back in the lineup. He did not play against Baldwin. He had some shoulder injuries. I think he missed a couple games down the stretch. Junior, 2-year varsity letter winner, so a big addition for the Crusaders back in the lineup.
Penalty behind the play against Bishop Canevin's Daniel Tkac. He'll sit down, and Mars will go to the power play. The Planets, it is, in 4 power play tries against Bishop Canevin for Mars on the regular season games. Mars 0 for 4 in the 2 games, 0 for 1 in game 1, 0 for 3 in game 2. Roughing the call against Tkac. And with 15-13 left here in the opening period, Mars has the power play. And they have the puck, bringing it back in, trying to find Heekins. Comes to the left point. Michael McCann trying to bring it over to Raimundo on the right side. Puck knocked out of the zone, well defended by Jacob Ondrejko. And Mark, go ahead.
It was good entry, but then he tried to go side to side with it and just wasn't there.
Fastbinder dropping it back to McCann at the left point. Shot coming on. They're going to miss the net, come around here to the right side. Raimundo plays the near wall, going to send the puck down. Looking there for Bo Heekins. Heekins skating it back to the right point. Now goes to McCann. McCann comes to the right wing circle. Raimundo drifts in. Back to McCann at the point. McCann, big blast through traffic. Blocked in front by Bishop Canevin. And the Crusaders may have a break coming back shorthanded. Good play by Bishop Canevin's Jacob Kuzma to block that shot and then skate it back.
Yeah, he had a teammate up ahead. He should have sent it up the middle for a potential breakaway.
Raimundo tries to go through 2 Bishop Canevin defenders. Gian Oliver cuts him off, and the Crusaders send the puck back into the Mars zone with 53 seconds remaining on the Planet's power play. Shorthanded steal. Centering feed there. As coming in the slot was Bosnic, but Krivak couldn't connect with him. Heekins brings it back the other way, breaks the zone. Heekins comes in, wrist shot to the net. Pad save made by Nico Borghini, and he closes the door and holds for the draw with 40 seconds remaining on this Mars power play.
Mars needs to be careful when Krivak is on the ice killing the penalties. Over the years, he's a very good defensive player. He's developed his offensive game to where he's the leading scorer. But when he's on the ice with Bosnic, they're going to find each other for short-handed opportunities.
Face-off won by the Crusaders, trying to clear it out, but Roach will keep it at the right point. Roach sending it down the right wing boards. Puck comes back to him, and this time Roach can't keep it in as Skersey was bumped on a good body check by the Crusaders' Gian Oliver. Mars dumping it back into the Bishop Canevin zone. 23 seconds remaining on the power play. Centering feed in the slot, shot on, blocked. Good job there getting in front of it by Thomas Krukovski to block that offering by Keaton Hanna, who was right in the slot with the clear wrister towards the net.
It's an example of helping their goalie there, right in the slot, point-blank shot.
And Oliver sends it back to center red. 5 seconds remaining on Tkac penalty. Ian Newman will dump it in. Oliver will go back behind the Bishop Canevin net. Penalty's over. Tkac back on. And the Crusaders successfully killed the first power play try of the game. We remain scoreless with 13:20 left here in the opening period.
Very little possession on that power play. Good kill by the Crusaders.
McCann with a shot from the right point. Deflected in front. It goes wide as Tyler Graw was in front of the net, but he couldn't deflect it home. Puck played back to center red. Andrew Norris for the Planets.
Give me a hand pass called. They touched it in the offensive zone and hit the hand, and it went into the neutral zone, and the Mars player touched it. So hand pass, and the puck will drop just a stride over the center ice red line on the Bishop Canevin half of the ice.
13:06 left here in period number 1. Bishop Canevin, Penguins Cup champions in 2014. Erie Cathedral Prep winning the title last year before moving on to AAA, where they'll be playing tomorrow night against North Allegheny for the AAA crown. Mars, the defending Class A Penguins Cup champions, have moved up here to AA and are looking for this Penguins Cup. Back-to-back Penguins Cup opportunities.
Two programs, Matt, that were very, very hesitant about the change in classification. And I was trying to explain to them that they could compete very well, and as evidence of that, they're playing for the championship this week.
Face-off won here by the Planets in the neutral zone. They'll dump it back into the Bishop Canevin zone. It's going to be an icing call and bring the face-off back into the Mars zone to our left. Get to a setting like this, Kevin, the first time I've been to the Lemieux Sports Complex, and a little bit of a different venue here, smaller as far as attendance goes. 1,000 tickets sold for this one. We got standing room only here for this AA championship game, with Mars being right down the road. Definitely more intricate feel than the larger Consol Energy Center.
Should make for a better atmosphere.
From the draw, Mars moves the puck back. Here they come down the left side. Planets walk in. Wrist shot to the net off the stick of William Foley. And Borghini gets the right pad on it, sending it by the net. Centering feed there. McCann redirects it home off Foley's pass, and he shoots it up and over the net. Battle behind now. Mars with the puck. Foley trying to come out with the puck right on the crease. Borghini tries to cover it. Can't do it. Taken away here by Tyler Groff for the Planets. Cross skates to the left wing side, putting it back behind the net. Jacob Kuzma battling back there with Foley. And the Crusaders bring it out. Bosnic crosses center right into the zone. Wrist shot coming. Stick save made by Sprang as he knocks it here to the near side of the ice. Michael McCann sending it around to the far side. Losing an edge there was Heekins. But able to cover up, there's Raimundo, and he feeds it ahead. Fassbinder in the zone. Right wing shot coming from the top of the circle. Partially blocked on the play there by Jacob Kuzma. And it falls soft into the far side of the rink. A shot back towards the net, taken there by Wasselson. And that's blocked by Bishop Canevin as well. Lukas Krukovski bringing it back. Krukovski setting it back behind the Mars net. Bo Heekins will take it there. Sending it to Fassbinder along the right wing side. Fassbinder comes across center red. Fassbinder to Raimundo, breaks the zone. Wrist shot to the net with the screen in front. Save made by Borghini, and he holds for the draw.
So far, you can classify all the Mars shots in two categories. They're either blocked by a player in front of Borghini, or they hit Borghini right in the number. They're really not challenging him to move his arms and his pads to the upper and lower corners. So I don't know if that's nerves or they just got to get better looks and more accurate with their shots.
Crusaders playing it back into the neutral zone. Battle along the near boards here. Matthew Weethorn with it there for Bishop Canevin. Oliver tries to help him out. Puck drops back into the Crusader zone, and they'll break it up the right side. Thomas Krukovski. Krukovski moving it ahead to Weethorn. Weethorn tries to find Krivak. Krivak will chase the puck to the far boards. Back to the right point it comes, and Krukovski takes it there, trying to dump it down the wall. Cut off by Michael McCann, who plays it back into the Bishop Canevin zone. Oliver to Weethorn. Weethorn plays it back to centerette. Heltman for Mars, sending it back into the Crusader zone. Mars has to get onside and gives Bishop Canevin a chance to set up behind their net. 10:58 left here in the scoreless opening period. Mars out shooting Bishop Canevin 4-2 so far. Krivak tries to come coast to coast and drag the puck around the Mars defense. Nice job by Kolakowski to take it away. He'll move it up the left side to Will Skurson.
Bad dump in there. It's got to go soft in the strong side corner so when you change it can come off the bench and be in defensive positioning.
Heekins through the neutral zone, goes up the left side, looks to move it ahead there to Raimundo, who's checked as he enters the zone by Jacob Kuzma, knocking him off the puck. Puck play down behind the net using his skates. There's Heekins for Mars. Frees it up here along the near side. An opportunity for Fassbinder. Fassbinder going back behind the net. Heekins will take it there. Heekins circles, trying to come back here to the point. And it'll give Bishop Canevin a chance to bring it out. Tkac dumping it into the Mars end. Heekins drops it back here to Braden Hanna. Hanna sending it all the way back into Bishop Canevin ice. Gian Oliver takes it there. Up the left wing side. Samuel Hrabcak. Going to go to Tkac. Tkac circles, comes across center red. Tkac into the Mars zone, tries to go 1-on-3. Drop pass to the right side. Score! Tkac got sandwiched on a body check, but dropped it back to Ondrejko. And from the right wing circle, Jacob Ondrejko lets the wrist shot ripped, and he beats Sprang to the blocker hand side. 9:45 left here in the opening period. Bishop Canevin a 1-0 lead. What a play by Tkac, who was hit hard on it, but he left it back to Ondrejko, who rips it home for the first goal of the game.
Yeah, Tkac was able to corral the puck right inside his own blue line, skate through the neutral zone. Mars has done a good job defending in the middle of the ice, and they converged on Tkac, but as they hit him, the puck popped to the right wing where Ondrejko was wide open, no backside support, and he sniped Sprang on the stick side from about 25 feet, and Crusaders got the vital key first goal.
Here they come again. Krukovski, Thomas Krukovski down the right side, drifts and shoots, misses. Puck played back behind the net. Lukas Krukovski will give chase there. Up to the right side, kept in by Thomas Krukovski, shot back to the net, stick save made by Sprang. Picked up by Ruffing, feeds it in front. And the redirect there by Alec Bosnic goes just wide. Bosnic finds it behind the net, brings it out and tries to stuff it in, and he misses here to the near side. Norris back the other way, and he'll send it back behind the Bishop Canevin net, icing the call against the Planets. Bring the face-off back into the Mars zone to our left, and Bishop Canevin getting the first goal of the game. Jacob Ondrejko. It's a great pass from Daniel Tkac.
Yeah, anytime you hear interviews with coaches, they always talk about how key it is to get the first goal. So I don't like the way Mars is handling the puck. It's not moving crisply. They're a little sloppy in their own zone. They're not retrieving the dump ins. They love to dump the puck in. They're not getting into it. They're not organized on the forecheck. So Mars just does not look as good as they did against Armstrong so far.
Lead pass up the left side. Hanna trying to get around two defenders. He's taken down. Penalty coming up against Bishop Canevin. Krivak hooked him up. Hanna goes down. And the Planets will get their second power play of the night here with 8:56 left here in this opening period. Canevin on top by the score of 1-0. And he talked about Mars. They did not trail in the game against Armstrong. Mars led that game early, 1-0 and 2-1. Armstrong would tie it twice. The Planets would pull away and never look back. Mars did, however, trail plumb in their opening round game 2-1 in the second period. From the face-off, direct shot to the net, and Borghini has to be sharp as he kicks out the left leg to make the save, then covers up the rebound.
So that would be Ondrejko from Tkac at the 7:15 mark of the first period.
Krivak picked up the penalty for interference, and the Planets on the power play for the second time. Working it along the left wing side, Vazbinder back to McCann. McCann shot through traffic, save made by Borghini. Follow-up try, Borghini keeps it out with Foley, banging away right in front.
Good movement in a lower right pad there to stop that rebound.
Vazbinder comes back to McCann at the point. McCann shot through traffic, Borghini the save. Rebound, goal! The Planets get the rebound, and they put it home. I believe that there was last touch by Bo Heekins in front. And on their second power play try of the evening, 23 seconds into the man advantage, Mars ties the game at 1. Bo Heekins with the power play goal off the rebound, and we're all tied at 1.
Well, on the first power play for Mars, we talked about Krivak being a good penalty killer, so now he's charged with the penalty. He's in the box. Mars comes out with the center point shot. They're running an umbrella. Canevin is not set up in a diamond to prevent the umbrella center point shot, and they kept passing it back to the point, and he kept firing it at the net where two forwards are down in front of Borghini, so he had very little chance. They have to deny the center point shot.
1-1 the score, and the power play try. The Planets now 1 for 2 on the night. Lukas Krukovski into the zone, hit hard by the Planets. Ian Newman, who disconnects him from the puck with a hard shot along the near boards. Bishop Canevin, though, finds possession along the right wing side. Circling out Krukovski, shot through traffic, save made by Sprang. On a good wrister by Thomas Krukovski as he entered the slot.
Good wrister. Sprang back in his crease a little too much. They're still able to flash out the left pad for the save. And as I said, they're not organized in their own zone. Many icing calls against the Planets right now.
Faceoff will move back into the Mars end. Planets had 23 seconds of power play time. They got 5 shots on that power play. Scoring on the 5th one. They got a lot of shots on follow-up tries. Borghini, with traffic in front of him, would make the first save, but had trouble finding the rebound twice.
Well, Matt, they just kept sending from the left top of the circle to the center point, and he just kept firing through the box. They need to make an adjustment on the penalty kill.
Face-off draw, shot to the net by Bosnic, stick to side by Sprang. This is played back into the neutral zone now. It is Heekins who gets the goal. Lukas Krukovski dumping it in on the right side. Patrick Roach will chase it by the net from the Planets. McCann will get one of the assists. He'll get the only assist.
Again, just too many fumbles coming out of the zone. Roach to the winger, to the neutral zone. Mars is not clean. They're not getting out of their zone with the puck cleanly in with speed.
Puck played around here to the right point. Heltman will keep it in for the Planets. Heltman sending it down behind the net. Skersey after it there. Skersey along the end boards, softly backhands it behind the Crusaders' net. Coming it out now is Vazbinder. Vazbinder comes back here to the right point. Heltman tries to keep it in. Heltman bumped on a good check by Weethorn. That gives Bishop Canevin a chance to bring it back. Krivak sidesteps a check over on the far boards by Roach. Loose puck picked up by the Crusaders. Weethorn comes away with it. Moves the puck ahead, walking in, shot to the net. Stick save made there as players are tied up. At center red, Bishop Canevin, though Jacob Kuzma had a chance.
A little tie up to Patrick Roach and Thomas Krivak right in front of the benches.
Bishop Canevin regroups now back into their own zone with 6:45 left here in the opening period, a 1-1 game. The Crusaders getting the first goal of the game. Mars tying it up. Planets bringing it out. Heekins crosses center right up the left side, breaks the Canevin zone. Bo Heekins drifting down. Behind the net now goes Heekins, going to come around here to the near side of the rink. Heekins bringing it back, sending it to Raimundo. Raimundo gives chase behind the net, and Bishop Canevin defensively able to take it away. Patrick Bane sends it around to the near side. Newman keeps it in, shot to the net. Pad save made by Borghini as Newman just threw to the net from the right point.
Well, Heekins entered with the puck down the left side, and there was three guys back in the triangle for Bishop Canevin. He had nowhere to go. It was a 2-on-3. He circled, and then he was able to cycle and then get it to the point for the shot. So, like I said, no speed, no organization on the attack for Mars. They got to get a little better crossing the offensive blue line.
Norris steals in the neutral zone for the Planets, breaks the zone, backhanding it towards the Crusaders net. Puck will come all the way around here to the near side. Moved forward on the play there by Kuzma. And into center, red it goes. Puck picked up by Michael McCann. He'll dump it right back into the Bishop Canevin zone. 5:45 left here in the opening period. 1-1 the score. Players scrum together now behind the net. See Mars Tyler Graw back there. Tkac will come away with it for Bishop Canevin. Tkac, who set up the first goal of the game. Outlet pass into the Mars zone. Bishop Canevin gets a couple of fresh bodies on. And a steal on the right side by Bosnic. Bosnic trying to move it down. Mars will return favor. Send it back into the Bishop Canevin zone and get a fresh change of their own.
Mars is sending it forward into the neutral zone on the breakouts, which is going to be dangerous because they're not getting out of the zone clean. So if they create a turnover, it's going to be danger.
Cross center, shot to the net, save made. Follow-up try, player down on a whistle. Big stop made by Borghini on that centering pass by Patrick Roach.
Appears to be
Kuzma. That's actually Bosnic who's shaken up, and he's limping to the bench. I don't know if he blocked a shot or got hit with a stick, but...
Yeah, I wasn't sure, but he did go down, and he was very animatedly pushed his teammate away as he hobbled to the bench. He's not real happy right now. I've been over there with him.
Face off to the right of the Bishop Canevin net. 5:06 left in the opening period. 1-1 the score here between the Crusaders and the Planets. Mars wins a draw. Pass to the left point. Shot to the net. Hits bodies in front. Follow-up try. Shot on blocker. Save made and a good one as Kowalkowski found that puck in the left wing circle and snapped it back to the net. Crusaders get a break there as the puck's not far enough for icing, forcing Mars to regroup in their own end.
Finally good D-to-D by Mars. They hadn't been looking for it enough.
Puck comes back to the Bishop Canevin line. Gian Oliver will take it there. Skersey tries to get into the Canevin ice, can't do it. Second chance, Kersey brings it in, drops it back. Shot from the point, save made there as Kowalkowski fired from the left point. And Borghini absorbs it and holds for the draw.
Offensive zone faceoff coming from Mars Planet. They've been doing pretty well on the zone draws. That last one, they were able to pull it to the point. Keaton Hanna did a nice job holding up Tkac, so point man had a chance to get the shot on net. Borghini made the save, but they forced him to make the save, and the rebound was in the crease momentarily. And again, face off to the right of Borghini.
Face off won by the Planets. Vazbinder dropping it back. Backhander through traffic blocked. Trying to chase it down. There's Raimundo. Raimundo going to send it back here to Newman. Newman going to play it back behind the net. Heekins will chase it down there. Heekins battling with Kuzma. Kuzma tries to free it up. Vazbinder finds it for the Planets. Puck around to the far side. Patrick Fric for Bishop Canevin. Tries to work his way across center red. As he gets to the red line, Raimundo strips him of the puck. Trying to play it up the far boards in front of the Canevin bench. Kuzma playing it off of Heekins, and we get a whistle.
So, Matt, the recap, power play goal by Bo Heekins from Michael McCann at 8:27 of the first period.
That was the equalizer for Mars. Came after Jacob Ondrejko, lit the lamp for the first time for either team. Off a feed from Daniel Tkac. Even strength goal there for Bishop Canevin to open the scoring. Mars striking on their second power play chance to tie it up. 4:05 left here now in the opening period. Fric breaks the zone up the right side. Heekins gives him a rough ride to the far boards. Ondrejko following on, finds a puck, centering feed, right on the doorstep, shot there by Lukas Krukovski, and he misses to the near side.
Just bad communication there. The defenseman and forward from Mars squeezed off the winger for Bishop Canevin, but they allowed the puck to squirt free, and Ondrejko picked it up for a 2-on-1 down low. Someone's got to take the man, and someone's got to corral the puck.
Fassbinder battling two Bishop Canevin players behind the Crusaders net. Puck comes up the near side. Fric will take the outlet pass through center red. Fric battling with Newman. Newman takes him hard to the board. It's in front of the Mars bench and forces the puck loose here to the near side of the ice.
Good play there.
Foley tries to sidestep Oliver's check, ends up falling down, but plays the puck back behind the Bishop Canevin net. Thomas Krukovski after it there. Krukovski will find Oliver. Oliver up the near side, going to go to Lukas Krukovski.
Delayed penalty on Mars.
Lead pass going to come to Tkac. Tkac trying to get through two players. Tkac will play to the far side. Norris will touch up. And the whistle here in delayed call against the Planets will give Bishop Canevin their first power play try of the night with 3:09 left here in the opening period. 1-1 the score. The Crusaders were 2 for 7 on the power play in the two regular season matchups against Mars.
Talking to Coach Myers, he wasn't really willing to give up too much. However, he did credit the Crusaders power play for being very effective. They watched it. They scouted it. They said they made some tweaks and had a plan for the power play, so we'll check it out here. First opportunity on the power play for Bishop Canevin.
Mars wins the faceoff. McCann looks for an outlet, and he'll fire at the length of the ice, all the way back by the Bishop net.
Mars has had the better in the faceoff circle right now, so here they get to send it down the ice and kill some time. They're going to kill at least 15 seconds.
Foley called for elbowing. Planets, as soon as Bishop Canevin breaks the Mars zone, Jonathan Kowalkowski sends it back into Bishop Canevin ice. 1:35 now remaining on the Crusaders power play. Up the left side, Krivak into the zone, dumps it in, and then Hanna finishes him off with a hard shoulder check. Crusaders control the puck along the right side. Thomas Krukovski at the right point. Moves it down the right wing side. Drifting back into the circle, Lukas Krukovski back to Thomas. Big shot coming there, and he blasts it just wide. Krivak uses his body to shield off Hanna. Trying to play it back to Kuzma at the right point. Good job, though, by the Planets. Ian Newman just sends it all the way back to the Bishop Canevin net with 1:05 remaining here on the Bishop Canevin power play.
I think one of the adjustments from the Planets bench the last 5-6 minutes is to be more physical. A lot more body checks coming from the Mars Planets right now than Bishop Canevin.
Offside's the call against Bishop Canevin there, breaks up that flow.
That was key, Matt, that face-off win at the beginning of the power play. That allowed them to keep Canevin out of the zone for a good 35-40 seconds and not really get set up until about the 125-120 mark.
From the face-off, Mars plays the puck into the penalty, but actually into the bench. So we'll redo the face-off in the Mars zone. 55 seconds remaining on the Planets power play. 2:03 left here in the opening period. 1-1 the score. Ondrejko for Bishop Canevin. Heekins for Mars. And that's where we stand.
Mars should have had a lefty take that draw and push it right out. They had a righty, he couldn't do it, tried to pull it back, and now Canevin's got control in the zone.
Bishop Canevin trying to set up. Feeding in front as Oliver broke down the left side, but not home.
2-on-1.
Norris broke it up, and here he comes back the other way. Norris with speed down the right side. Norris shot to the net. Save made by Borghini. And he holds for the draw, so a break there for the Planets. Not just with the offensive chance, with Borghini having to hold for the faceoff. It'll be in the Bishop Canevin zone with 31 seconds left on the Crusaders' man advantage.
Very little for Norris on terms of a target. He needed to shoot for the far pad and generate the rebound for his streaking teammate. He can't hit him in the chest there.
Face-off won by the Planets. Norris will take it and just dump it back behind them. Bishop Canevin net. Kuzma trying to find someone to go up the right side. Brings it here to the near side of the rink. Samuel Hrabcak. Hrabcak breaks the zone. Hrabcak dropping it back now on the right side. Krivak looking for somewhere to go with this. He hits the circle. Sending it back to Thomas Krukovski at the right point. Back to the circle. The pass goes. Shot to the net. Stick save made and hits the meshing. Face-off will stay in the Mars zone as Ondrejko shot that one to the net looking for number 2, and Sprang knocks it aside with the timber.
Ondrejko loves to be over there and try to explain to him as a right shot you're on the wrong side, especially on the power play. You need to be on the left side so you have more of a shooting angle. He's very limited, although that is where he beat Sprang in the first period. But you try to switch your shootings so you got your righties on the left side.
5 seconds left. Face-off win for the Crusaders. Shot to the net. Blocker save made as Thomas Krukovski fired it. Krukovski finds the loose puck. Penalty over now. Sending it to the right side. Bishop Canevin's Bosnic. Bosnic tries to go in front, looking for Krivak. Taken away. Good defensive play by McCann. And he sends it all the way back into Bishop Canevin ice as the final 60 seconds are counted down here in this opening period. Thomas Krukovski bowled over on the play, and Foley comes away with the loose puck, and he's hit hard as he drives to the net. Bodies flying out there now as the physicality picks up.
Good hit by Foley, and then good hit by Gian Oliver.
Two Mars players collide at center red. And Bosnic going to bring it back. Bosnic trying to shed Foley. Looks to go to the right side. Good read there by Newman. Newman sends it back to the point, though Krukovski keeps it in. Krukovski on the right side. 30 seconds left in the period. Good job, though, by Mars to regroup in their own zone. William Foley across center red finds Vazbinder. Breaks the Bishop Canevin zone. Wrist shot to the net, trying to use Oliver as a screen. And he fires wide. Thomas Krukovski playing it off the glass. Kept in with the glove. Good job by Kowalkowski. Trying to sidestep Krukovski, who got enough of him with the hip to knock him off the puck.
Lucky that was a kneeing penalty.
Puck comes around to the near side. Heltman throws it back towards the net. Blocked down in front. Heltman trying to chase down his own rebound. Bishop Canevin's. Lukas Krukovski will take it away and dump it ahead as the final horn sounds here to end period number 1. 17 minutes of hockey in the books here from the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex in Cranberry. Your score at the end of 1, Bishop Canevin and Mars tied at 1. We'll be back with period number 2. You're listening to the 2016 and watching the 2016 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Championships here on the MSA Sports Network.
Right now, when you refer a friend to open a new personal or business checking account at First Commonwealth Bank, you can earn a generous cash reward. It doesn't even have to be a friend. Could be a relative. Could be a Bruins fan. Could be that guy over there with the weird hair thing going on. It doesn't matter. Refer anyone to open an account and it will really pay off for you. They'll even get a cash reward themselves, no matter who they root for. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC. Learn more at a local branch or visit fcbanking.com.
Hit the ice at Mount Lebanon Ice Center, offering the most comprehensive instructional programs in the area, including hockey, figure skating, and learn-to-skate classes for all ages and ability levels. Classes start soon along with senior and developmental hockey leagues. Mount Lebanon Ice Center also hosts Friday night teen skates and Friday after-school skates for younger children. Birthday party packages also available. Mount Lebanon Ice Center, serving the South Hills for more than 35 years. Call 412-561-4363 or go to mountlebanon.org.
Back here at the Lemieux Sports Complex. Starting period number 2, Class AA Penguins Cup Championship. Bishop Canevin and Mars tied at 1 alongside Kevin Zomansky. Matt Vandriak center ice with you as you're listening to and watching the 2016 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Championships on the MSA Sports Network. Teams will switch sides and the Planets will move right to left and dump it into the Bishop Canevin zone. Kuzma will take it there for the Crusaders. Bringing it up the left side. Kuzma breaks the zone. He's going coast to coast. Kuzma with the net. He scores! Rack up the frequent flyer miles for Jacob Kuzma. He took it end to end and ripped a wrist shot past the glove hand of Tyler Sprang. 19 seconds into the second period. Bishop Canevin takes the lead back. Jacob Kuzma finds the net.
Well, Kuzma come up the left side, right in front of the Mars bench. Good play by number 19 for Bishop Canevin, Samuel Hrabcak. He was along the boards, and he loops to the middle, and that clears the lane out for Kuzma. So Kuzma can continue down the boards, or he would have ran into traffic. He comes down the off wing at a bad angle and snipes Sprang up over the glove. Good shot from a tough angle. Bishop Canevin now has the lead, 2-1.
Center red face-off between Ondrejko and Heekins. Heekins wins it. And the Planets bring it back through center red. Heltman will dump it in behind the Bishop Canevin net. Kuzma will take it right about where he started his trek towards that second goal. Moving it ahead now to Ondrejko is Tkac. Ondrejko going to cross center red, dump it into the net. It comes. Sprang will cover with the glove. And he'll take no chances with both Ondrejko and Hrabcak bearing down on him.
I got to say, man, I'm a little surprised that the goals allowed by Sprang today. I mean, he was awesome against Armstrong. And he got beat with 2 good shots, but still from a distance where you don't think he's going to get sniped for how well he's played this season. So a lot of time, 16:25 to go in the second. Let's get it back.
Walking out with it is Tkac. He shoots and scores! From the face-off win, Daniel Tkac snaps a wrister to the net. Sprang expected it to go high. The shot changed directions and got through the 5-hole. 39 seconds into this second period, the Crusaders have struck twice. Daniel Tkac finds the net for the 3rd time in the playoffs, and Bishop Canevin has a 3-1 lead.
Well, we talk about face-off wins. Face-off was won back to Tkac. He walked off right across the top of the circles, a left shot on the right wing, and he shoots it high. He's very innocent. Sprang could have let it go over the net if he would have chose to do so, and he hit his glove and fell down in the net, and he just doesn't look right. He's fighting it. Now would probably be a good time for a timeout for Mars, but they're going to play on.
Cue up the AC/DC. Foley just got thunderstruck at center red by Gian Oliver. Bishop Canevin brings it back. Here comes Krivak into the zone. Krivak trying to get around Helpman. He uses the hip to free the puck up. Fric steals it. Fric brings it down, and Bishop Canevin has the momentum now. Oliver at the left point, finding Krivak. And Mars will move it out. Norris going to send it all the way. And the icing call against the Planets. Going to bring the faceoff back into the Mars zone to our right.
So let's recap that. Second goal, Jacob Kuzma from Daniel Tkac and Patrik Bane. I don't know how there was 2 assists on that one because he went coast to coast. And then the third goal, Tkac from Jacob Ondrejko. Ondrejko won the face-off. First one at 19 seconds, second one 20 seconds later, 39 seconds.
So it didn't take Bishop Canevin long to take the lead back and then add to it. Comes Mars now back the other way. Kowalkowski breaks the zone, but offside. Keaton Hanna stride ahead here on the near side. Bring the faceoff back to the neutral zone.
Yeah, Keaton Hanna needed to stay back and stretch the back leg a little bit. And those are the type of focus mistakes we're seeing from Mars right now. Spreng doesn't look focused in net. He's getting beat on long shots and weak shots, and they're not getting out cleanly. Now they just went off sides on a rush.
Bishop Canevin will dump it back into the Planet zone. Patrick Roach after it there. Mentioned this is a Mars team that surrendered only 45 goals in the regular season. 49 goals in 24 contests coming in. They've given up 3 here so far early in this second period. 2 of those coming in the first 40 seconds of this second frame. Mars with the steal. Trying to walk out here. Raimundo backhands it towards the net. Defended well on the play. As Kuzma got back to get in front of his net and shut it off. Tkac moves it ahead through center red. Trying to chip it ahead, looking for Hrabcak. Too far. Icing the call against the Crusaders. Brings the face-off back into the Bishop Canevin zone to our left. 14:57 left here in the second period. 3-1 Bishop Canevin. Jacob Kuzma and Daniel Tkac striking 20 seconds apart to start the second period.
Mars is going to need to calm down a little bit here. They got an offensive face-off. They've been doing pretty well. Raimundo's going to try to pull this to Heekins for a quick trigger. So they get a chance here to go. Oh, it goes forward.
Raimundo tries to push it to the net, but it goes wide. And Bishop Canevin will take it away. Crusaders trying to bring it out. Lead feed up the left side. Here comes Bosnic. Bosnic tries to get around the first man. He does. Heekins bangs into the boards. Crossing pass comes back to the point. Kuzma just throws it to the net. Down low, it's fine. Found, that is, by the Crusaders. Bosnic sending it over to the right side. Joshua Ruffing against the left wing boards. Returns the puck back behind the Mars net. Helpman centering feet. Ruffing steals. So that was actually Newman trying to clear that puck out and dangerously threw it in front of his own net and almost turned it over.
So, Matt, you got to be sure when you're going to go forward offensively on the draw. So Raimundo wins it cleanly. He goes forward, throws it at the net. But Canevin's able to easily break it out, pick it up in the neutral zone, transition into the offensive zone, and create scoring chances. So unless you have someone going to back post for a tap in, or you think you're going to snipe the goalie, you're usually better off pulling it back where you can get some possession with your point man.
Face off, one in the offensive zone by the Crusaders. Puck played around here by Lukas Krukovski. Mars will get control of it. Graw, though, plays it too far. And the Planets ice the puck and will do the face-off again in the zone to our right with 14:14 left here in the second period. And Bishop Canevin leading 3-1. 2 early second period goals for the Crusaders from Jacob Kuzma and Daniel Tkac.
So Joshua Gimmis is getting his first shift on D for Bishop Canevin. Freshman, tall guy, doesn't have great feet. Mars needed to use the last change here and get a speedy winger out on his side.
Oliver with the blast from the face-off, blocked in front by McCann, and McCann's a little bit shaken up from blocking that shot. Oliver will chase it back into his own zone for the Crusaders. Oliver passing it up the left side. Lukas Krukovski. Outlet pass going to come here to Thomas Krivak. Krivak circles in the neutral zone, now backhands it into the Mars zone. And it's taken there by Wasselson. Ryan Wasselson playing it back here to the neutral zone. Bouncing puck. Comes back to Joshua Gimmis. Foley makes the steal at center red. Foley down the left side. Tries to find a trailer there in Norris. Norris has to chase it to the other side. Graw finds on the right wing circle. Shoots it back towards the net. And fires wide. Wasselson with the puck. Shoots and hits the outside of the net. Foley behind the net. Tries to center. Loose puck. The goaltender doesn't know where it is. And it's found by the Crusaders with a pile of bodies in front of the net. Mars continues to pressure. Foley center, stick save made. Norris shoots and he fires over the net. Battle behind the net now. Foley knocks the Bishop Canevin player down, but the Crusaders come away with it, and they're going to ice the puck As Mars gets a couple of good chances there. One shot hits the outside of the net by Gra, the other feed by Norris, up and over the cage as he missed from in tight.
Yeah, Gra ended up in the paint there. Borghini took a little whack at him as he got up. But we saw there, Gimmis just really struggled at the right defensive position there, and they were able to come down that left side and create some scoring opportunities, particularly when there was 2 quick face-offs. The coaching staff for Mars need to pay attention who was on the ice and get a better matchup there on that left defenseman.
Face-off won, though, by the Crusaders. Tkac brings it out of the zone, plays it off the boards. Moving it ahead, opportunity here, chasing it down. Opportunity for Bishop Canevin, circling the net there. It's Hrabcak. Hrabcak puts it back behind the cage. Ondrejko now to Tkac. Tkac comes back to Ondrejko here on the near side. Ondrejko looks it over before playing it back behind the net. Walking it out, looking for Tkac, and it goes just past him there on the feed from Hrabcak. Opportunity now for Mars back the other way. Krukovski will break center red and dump it into the Bishop Canevin zone. Planets give chase. Kuzma battling with Keaton Hanna. Hanna goes down on the play. Tkac will find it and send the outlet feed here. Chasing after now Hrabcak. Hrabcak gets around a defender. Hrabcak, though, stood up by Kowalkowski, who frees the puck up to the far side. Heltman after it there, battles Hrabcak. Tkac will find the puck behind the net. Tkac tries to bring it out. Good stick check by Roach. Roach up the far side. Vazbinder wants to get it out. He can't. Kept in, thrown back towards the net, blocked in front by Skersey, and then backhanded up and over the net by Hrabcak as Bishop Canevin makes a change.
Oliver was fortunate he get an interference call there. He pinched down from the point. The guy didn't have the puck, and he threw a check.
Crusaders come back here around the near side. Bosnic from in front of the penalty box, looking for Lukas Krukovski. He'll play it back behind the Mars net. Ian Newman after it there for the Planets. Newman going to bring it out with speed. Here comes Newman across center red. Newman into the Bishop Canevin zone on the right side. Oliver gets enough of him to knock him off the puck. And back behind the net it goes. Bosnic will take it there. And a player knocked down behind the net. McCann throws it back towards the net and misses there. Oliver and Heekins battle along the boards. Heekins wins the battle, sends it back to Raimundo. Raimundo trying to go through everybody, can't get it on the net. Good job again by the defense of Bishop Canevin.
They're playing very well in their own zone. Defensively, Bishop Canevin decidedly better in front of their goalie than Mars right now.
Crusaders bringing it back out. Sending it into the Mars zone. Trying to take it. Here's Krivak, penalty coming up. And who's this going to go against?
I think Krivak's going to get a hooking call.
I think so too.
I'm not sure the official caught the right number. Yep,
he did. He got the right guy. So Krivak, that was my impression too, is he was going to be called for hooking.
He kind of changed the play there as he was chasing the puck on the forecheck in the neutral zone. Kind of reached out, spun him a little bit. Oh no, he's going to change it to, that was the wrong guy, but they're going to put
Lukas Krukovski in the box.
Yeah, it wasn't him, it was Krivak.
That's a break for Bishop Canevin because Krivak was so effective on the first penalty kill. And then with him in the box, the Planets only needed 23 seconds to strike on that second power play.
Right.
Mars 1 for 2 with the man advantage. Third try of the night here, trailing 3-1 with 11:05 left here in the second period. Mars breaks the zone. Heekins down the right side, dropping it back to Raimundo at the right point. Raimundo comes across the rink here to the near side. McCann tries to keep it in. He'll find Vazbinder. Vazbinder at the top of the circle, shot blocked, and Ondrejko finds the puck, and he's going to bring it back. 2-on-2 back the other way. Ondrejko into the zone. Ondrejko looks it over, puts it in front, looking for Hrabcak, but he couldn't turn it over. The pass was on his skates.
Vazbinder had a lane to shoot, and then he waited till a guy got in the lane, and it was blocked.
Vazbinder bringing it back, drifting back behind the Bishop Canevin net. Vazbinder puts it in front, backhand try by Heekins, he scores!
No.
Or does he?
He waved it. He's going to say they blew the whistle.
Heekins right in between the circles, in tight from about 2 feet away. Backhanded it through the goaltender and into the net.
Quick whistle there. I'd have a beef if I was Coach Myers. Very quick whistle.
Yeah, the net came off the moorings, but the official did wave the goal off.
Heekins kind of pitchforked it. You know, one hand down low between the pads. It slid under Borghini's pads and into the net. So everything going right now for Bishop Canevin as a no call at 10:28 to go and a 2-goal lead. Still a minute 18 on the kill as the Mars bench gets an explanation from the officials, but it seemed to be an awfully quick whistle, Matt. Right? I guess he lost sight of the puck and he went with it.
Well, that and the fact that the net was coming off the moorings as well. So Mars bid again by a disallowed goal. That's the third goal so far In these 2016 playoffs, the Planets have had disallowed. They had 2 disallowed against Plum in the quarterfinals. Face-off won by Bishop Canevin. Foley, though, steals and shoots it up and over the net.
Still got time on a penalty, so you got to regroup here on the power play.
Hannah between the circles, shot blocked. Hannah trying to turn it around. Puck found there by Foley, that is. Foley going to go to the right side. Drifting back here is Noah Raimundo. Raimundo to McCann at the point. McCann to Hannah. Shot to the net. Stop made. Rebound, and Heekins couldn't turn it over. Heekins back to Hannah here along the left wing side. Hannah spins, trying to bring it out. Looking for somewhere to go with it. He'll send it all the way up the near boards. And Bishop Canevin's Kuzma will clear.
Hannah was outnumbered 3-on-1 there. They're on the power play. They got to get more guys on possession of the puck. You can't allow one guy against 3.
Raimundo comes back with speed. 33 seconds left on the Mars power play. Raimundo trying to find somewhere to go with it. Kuzma makes the steal. Kuzma backhands it softly all the way back into Planet's ice with 23 seconds left on the Mars man advantage.
Everything defensively just terrific tonight so far for Canevin.
Mars brings the puck back. Here comes Roach. Up the right side. Roach will break the zone. Send it around here to the near side. Newman at the left point. For the Planets now, 3 seconds left. Heekins tries to walk it out. Sends it back to Newman at the point. Penalty's over. Newman throws it wide of the net. Bishop Canevin cuts it off as Thomas Krukovski tries to send it out of the zone. Planets keep it in. Foley makes the steal as Hannah going to the net. Puts it on the net. Save made Borghini. Rebound by Hannah. Where's the net? It's kept out of the net somehow by Borghini, and a penalty coming up after the play.
Vicious cross-check. Vicious cross-check there by number 17 for Canevin on Keaton Hannah in front as Borghini contorted himself again to keep that puck out of the net.
Mars will go right back to the power play. 4th try with the man advantage for the Planets here. 1 for 3 so far. Mars faithful would like to believe they're 2 for 3, but a disallowed goal.
Thomas Krukovski. I don't know if he goes by Tomas or Thomas Krukovski.
Thomas Krukovski for cross-checking.
But that's a trade-off you're going to take as a defenseman. You got a loose puck in your crease. You don't know if it's going to be slammed home. So you're just trying to clear it out, and you accept the 2 minutes, and you go back on the penalty kill. Or I'm sorry, back on the penalty kill for Bishop Canevin.
So there's a chance for the Planets to get back into this one. 8:55 left here in the period. Crusaders on top by the score of 3-1. 2 goals in the first 39 seconds of this second period. Mars wins the draw. Puck play to the far side. Roach keeps it in at the right point. Roach to Skersey. Skersey back to Roach. Roach will return to Skersey along the right wing side. Behind the net now, Kowalkowski. Comes left, now circles back to the right. Jonathan Kowalkowski sends it back to Will Skersey. Skersey has it stolen, and the Crusaders' Gian Oliver will send it back into the Mars zone with 1:35 left here now in the Planets' 4th power play try of the night.
Man advantage for Mars, and they were playing 2-on-2 on the far boards. You got to use the man advantage and get someone over there.
Krivak almost makes the steal shorthanded. Sends it across the ring to the Planets. Back through center red they come. Bishop Canevin, though, dumping it back into the Mars zone behind the net. And it's going to be Patrick Roach. Roach for the Planets comes out. Sends it up the right side to Ian Newman. Newman breaks center red. Newman with speed. Newman into the Canevin zone. Newman on the right side. Newman goes all the way back behind the Crusaders' net. Trying to find somewhere to go with it. He'll find Keaton Hannah. Hannah circles, knocked off his skates. Stays on the puck. That is Keaton Hannah. Hannah battling here along the near boards. Back to McCann at the point. Shot to that. Redirect save! Borghini as Kowalkowski in front. Deflected it towards the net, and Borghini makes the stop and then covers up and holds.
Not a very, not a hard shot by McCann, but he threw it at the net. Heekins got a stick on it. It popped in the air. It hit Patrick Bane in front and then went right on Borghini. So Borghini's living life good right now. Even the deflections that he's not seeing are hitting him right in the chest, and it's still 3-1. 51 seconds to go on a penalty kill for the Crusaders.
Face off to the right of the Bishop Canevin net. McCann fakes the shot from the left point, going to drift back now to the right. McCann fakes another shot. In the circle here on the left side. Vastbinder shoots. Love glove save by Borghini as he stretches out with the left hand and makes the stop there on a good shot from Vastbinder.
He's gaining more confidence as each minute goes by, each shot. Again, Mars has a corner man and they're not using him, so in a sense it's like 4-on-4. They're not getting 2 guys in front. They're only getting 1. They're not moving it like they did on the first power play or the second one when they scored.
40 seconds remain. Planets McCann trying to pass it on the wall here, looking for Vazbinder. Krivak steals, sends it ahead to Ondrejko. Ondrejko into the zone. McCann will take it back. Michael McCann, the Mars captain, sends it ahead now to Foley, who breaks the zone. Foley drops it to Heekins. Heekins comes back to Foley. Foley goes behind the net. Kuzma takes him to the wall. Battle for it there. Planets now with 18 seconds left, trying to generate something. Vazbinder and Foley. Coming out of there's Vazbinder. McCann at the point. This time he shoots. Pad save made by Borghini. Over to the far side, Raimundo for the Planets. 5 seconds left. Sends it to the near side. Vazbinder behind the net to Heekins. Penalty is over, and Heekins going to try to bring it out. Krukovski onto the net. Vazbinder drifting all the way back to the right point. Vazbinder tries to throw it down low. Raimundo trying to throw it down low to Vazbinder, and it's stolen away by Bishop Canevin. Krukovski comes back the other way, taken out on a good open ice hit there by Raimundo. So Bishop Canevin holds Mars again. The Planets 1 for 4 on the man advantage here so far tonight.
Mars is completely frustrated offensively. They're not finding the open man. They're before getting the puck and know where to go. They're just
Roach steps into a shot. Redirect goes just wide. Planets heavily out shooting Bishop Canevin, doubling them up 28-14 here so far. Great chance there for Mars, but the deflection went just wide. Krukovski gives it away. Tkac with the steal. Shot to the net. Glove saved by Sprang, and he holds the rebound as well.
Careless pass there. Good read by Tkac. Very smart player. Tkac him off the bench. Got himself onside. Crossed over. Picked off that pass very easily. Can't make those mistakes down two if you're Jonathan Kowalkowski. You got to know where the forecheckers are.
6:05 left here in the second period. 3-1 Bishop Canevin leads. Second period goals by Jacob Kuzma and Daniel Tkac. The difference here, these teams were tied at 1 after the first period. Jacob Ondrejko opened the scoring for Bishop Canevin. Bo Heekins got the equalizer for Mars. Centering feed there by the Crusaders. Comes all the way back through center red. Into the Crusaders' end. Thomas Krukovski ahead to Bosnic. Roach lines him up as he crosses the blue line. Lukas Krukovski chasing on, finds the puck. Krukovski playing it down low. Daniel Tkac after it, but he's overtaken by Benjamin Heltman. Heltman sends it around to the far side. Andrew Norris after it there. Norris ahead to Tyler Grau. Grau gets around the defender. Here comes Grau to the net. Shot on, he misses there. Nice move by Grau to carry that puck around Krukovski, but then his wrist shot goes wide.
Very crafty play there by Grau to beat the defenseman, track down the puck and get a good shot.
Heltman keeps it in, shot back towards the net. Thomas Krukovski blocks it with his right leg. Behind the net, coming out now is going to be an opportunity here. Good move by Foley as he tries to center, though, looking for Norris, and it's stolen back by Bishop Canevin, Samuel Hrabcak. Hrabcak moves it ahead to Bosnic. Bosnic breaks the zone. Bosnic, though, stick checked nicely by Norris, who sends it back to the neutral zone.
4 players in front of the Borghini there for Bishop Canevin. Mars just can't carelessly throw it to the net. They're going to have to look for the point shots.
Heltman takes it around the far side. Puck played up, and out it comes. Here comes Mars back. Andrew Norris going to just dump it in. Foley will give chase here with Kuzma to the end boards. Kuzma wins that chase, playing it back to center red. Braden Hanna will take it, dump it back in for the Planets. Mars has to touch up to get back on side, and it's back behind the Bishop Canevin net. Patrik Fric. Fric brings it out of the zone. Skates across center red. Fric actually did not break center red, and he's going to be called for icing. And he broke center with the puck, Kevin, then skated back a couple strides and dumped it in. And that's a break for the Planets because the faceoff will come back in the Bishop Canevin zone here. Offensive zone draw with 4:24 left, and the Crusaders up 3-1 in the second period.
Too many simple mental mistakes made so far by Mars. That's why they find themselves down 2 with 4:24 to go.
Face off to the right of the Bishop Canevin net. Heekins from the Raimundo draw win. Plays it back behind the net. Raimundo after it there. Raimundo trying to bring it out. Looks it over. Double team on the play. Kuzma knocks him down with a good shoulder check. Heekins now battling here along the near boards. Trying to free the puck up to Raimundo. Still battles Kuzma. Raimundo gets away. Walks out with the backhander. Saved by Borghini off the mask.
Borghini went for the poke, and he was able to avoid it and get a nice backhand, but nobody there for the rebound.
Hrabcak to Krivak. Redirect to the net there. Stop made by Sprang. And that pass just a little bit too hard. Krivak didn't want to redirect that pass, Kevin. He would have set that up for a shot there coming down the slot. But the pass a little bit hard. He still gets it on net. But Sprang makes the glove save.
Is a right shot. He put it in front of him, and he was looking to catch it on the backhand and then quickly turn it over to the forehand and snap it off. Probably on the stick side, but it was just a little bit too far in front. He had to reach a little farther than he wanted, and it hit his stick and went towards Sprang.
Face up in the Mars zone to our right, to the left of goaltender Tyler Sprang. Skersey lost his stick but was able to move the puck to the near wall for the Planets. Bishop Canevin, though, able to find possession. Behind the net, centering feed, stolen away by Kowalkowski. Kowalkowski trying to find Keaton Hanna. Pushed back into the zone by Thomas Krukovski. McCann will get it out for the Planets. Now Bishop Canevin trying to push it in again. Oliver up the left side. McCann will regroup in his own end for Mars. McCann here to the near side. Sending it back through center red. Puck slowed down there by Krukovski. Krukovski comes ahead now to Tkac. Daniel Tkac, good defense there by Ryan Wasselson to strip him of the puck. Wasselson breaks center red. Now he's going to break the zone. Wasselson shoots. Blocker save made by Borghini. Follow try. Kowalkowski throwing it back to the net. Borghini sticks that one aside as well.
Two good saves. Blocker steered to the corner. Sticks save steered to the opposite corner. Borghini's not letting anything in front of him right now.
Steal now by the Planets. Hanna forced it, but then the shot for Skersey was never to come, as Krukovski that is, was able to regroup and break it up. Playing it ahead now, Noah Raimundo trying to use the skates to move that one through the neutral zone. Bishop Canevin takes it, moves up the left side. Lukas Krukovski battling there with Wasselson, puts the shoulder into him and sends him flying. Wasselson on top of the puck, and the officials call for a whistle here. Face-off will be in the Mars zone to our right. 2:40 left here in the second period. Bishop Canevin up 3-1.
Well, to me right now, you can point to two differences in the game. I think Borghini's made the saves that Sprang hasn't made, particularly on goals 2 and 3. And I think the defensemen across the board for the Crusaders have outplayed the Mars forwards and denied them quality chances. So if you're going to win a Penguin Cup, you got to play well on the back end, and they're doing it so far.
Face off here in the Mars zone, backhanded towards the Planet's neck and a miss wide. Kuzma couldn't keep it in here at the right point. Challenged along the boards by Raimundo. Raimundo using his glove to knock it back into the Bishop Canevin zone. Sticked aside by Borghini. Puck played along here to the near side. Joshua Ruffing after it. Ruffing tries to come out. Roach kept it in for a second. Ruffing's second effort, and he's able to free it out of the zone. Ondrejko has that pass hit him in the back of the skate at center red, and Mars will regroup. Raimundo backhanding it into the Bishop Canevin zone. Crusaders outlet up the left side. Going to be too far there for Hrabcak. And gives Mars the chance to try to regroup in their own end. Owen Vazbinder up the right side, going to go to Bo Heekins. Heekins backhand feed to Vazbinder. Vazbinder breaks the zone as he skates here to the left side. Vazbinder tries a backhander. Kuzma strong there to block it. Jacob Kuzma with speed. Here he comes. Kuzma. He has won the night. Kuzma trying to get around the defense. Good job by Roach to knock him off the puck, but Kuzma follows on. Behind the net. Wrap around. Try. Goal! Bishop Canevin on the wraparound. Samuel Hrabcak. And it's 4-1 Crusaders. Kuzma's work again, Kevin, starting in his own zone. Brought the puck all the way back into the Mars end. Was battling with Roach behind the net. Freed it up to where Hrabcak could find it, and Hrabcak came around to the far post, and he beat Sprang with the wraparound. 1:39 left here in the period. It's 4-1 Bishop Canevin.
Well, it all started again as Vazbinder came into the zone, and once again, for like the 6th or 7th time I've seen, he was 1-on-3. He had nowhere to go with it. He tried to beat the 3 guys to go to the slot instead of getting it behind him. Kuzma picks it up, transitions to offense, they bring it all the way back. He pushes it behind the net, and he stepped out and tucked it in for the 4th goal. Hrabcak made a nice little nifty play. Again, Sprang caught, not paying attention to what was going on, couldn't get to that near post, and he tucked it in on the glove side.
So Hrabcak striking there.
If you're the goalie, Sprung, you got to stay on the post and follow the puck with your head over your right shoulder. And then if you see him go past center net, then you slide over. He was at center net, and he stood in the center of the net, and he gave him too much room for the tuck.
Draw for the Planets, play it back. So Bishop Canevin scored 2 goals in the first 39 seconds of this second period, and then get one late with 1:39 left in the period. Push the lead to 4-1 and looking for more. Centering feed, looking for Hrabcak there. And that pass from Krukovski going to go all the way back into the Bishop Canevin zone. Lukas Krukovski's pass now regrouped by Thomas Krukovski. Nice job by Norris to keep it at the right side. 60 seconds now left here in the second period. Bishop Canevin tries to play it out. Shot back towards the net by Newman. Around here to the near side. Thomas Krukovski tries to come to the left point. Norris keeping it in. Norris throws it back towards the net. Sticked aside again by Borghini. Hustling after, there's William Foley for the Planets. Foley tries to wrap around, and he just misses on that effort. 35 seconds left now in the second period. Mars with a good flurry, but a lead pass comes Daniel Tkac. Tkac comes down the side. Tkac has a trailer, tries to drop it back, and it's well defended on the play by McCann, who got back there for the Planets. Mars bringing it back. Maybe one more rush with 22 seconds left. Foley into the zone. Foley with the wrist shot. Stick saved by Borghini, and he sends it over to the far side.
Newman had a chance to join that rush, make it a 3-on-2, and he just bailed out and played his defensive spot. You're down 3 goals, less than a minute. You got to jump up in that play.
Comes another chance back for Hrabcak. 5 seconds left. Throws to the net. Sprang knocks it down with the glove. And the official calls for the faceoff of the 2.5 left here in the second period. Bishop Canevin, 3 goals here in the second frame, have a 4-1 lead.
And they've earned it. They've played better. They've clearly been the better team. They've taken advantage of the Mars mistakes, whether that be on Sprang and goal or on the attack. They just can't seem to penetrate defensively how well Canevin's playing in front of Borghini.
Face off to the right of Tyler Sprang. Mars has outshot Bishop Canevin 32-18. But where it counts most on the scoreboard is where the Crusaders lead.
Yeah, but of those 32, Matt, I don't know how many of them were actually quality ones. Just thrown at the net, racking up volume, but not quality. So that's it for 2.
All right. The puck ever drop?
It did, but then it popped out. It should have been probably 0.7 or 8. It was kind of strange. Mars wanted their half a second, but they're not going to get it.
2 chapters written here from the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. After 2 periods of play, your score, Bishop Canevin leading Mars 4-1 in this Class AA Penguins Cup Championship. We'll take a break and be back to recap your scoring. You're listening to and watching the 2016 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Championships, only here on the MSA Sports Network.
Own your piece of hockey history with a Penguins game-used jersey. Visit J&J Distributing at www.jjdistributing.biz and check out one of their largest selections of Penguins game-worn jerseys from your favorite Pens, past and present, or call 724-752-1556. J&J Distributing buys, sells, and trades some of hockey's most prized possessions, including the Penguins game-worn jerseys, Penguins practice jerseys, minor league jerseys, and new and game-used equipment. Browse their inventory today at www.jjdistributing.biz.
Who says you can only enjoy breakfast in the morning? And who says you can only enjoy it one type of way? At Dunkin' Donuts, breakfast is delicious any kind of way, any time of day. A breakfast craving can strike any time, whether it's morning, noon, or night. Dunkin' has the perfect combination of breakfast deliciousness to satisfy any craving. Bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel, sausage, egg, and cheese on a croissant, ham, egg, and cheese on an English muffin. All your favorites anytime you want them. Stop by Dunkin' for breakfast anytime. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary.
Life is about having the confidence to know you can do anything, right? I get that at Carlo.
I graduated with top awards, but beyond the classroom, Carlo helped me learn a lot about myself.
Carlo brings out the best in you.
I know I'm going to be a fantastic nurse.
I know whatever I come across, I'll be prepared.
I can't think of a better place to start the rest of my life, because at Carlo, I know I matter.
I matter.
I matter.
Enroll at Carlo University. Visit carlo.edu.
MSA Sports broadcasts are now available on both Android and iOS devices. Just navigate to the game of your choice, and on your mobile device, press the arrow or play button. It's that easy. No app needed. No matter where you are, MSA Sports content is available at your fingertips via your iPad, Android phone, iPod, and iPhone. Anytime, anywhere, always there. The MSA Sports Network. When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf. I'm here to promote the WPIL Roundball Report with champion head coach Tim McConnell of Chartiers Valley.
What?
The WPIL Roundball Report.
Never heard of it.
You know, weekly show, MSA Sports.
I said never heard of it. Now you better leave before I get angry, and you won't like me when I'm angry.
Did you say the WPIAL Roundball Report? I love that show.
Why, it's Upper St. Clair coach Danny Holzer. You're obviously a big fan.
Never miss it. I love the insight that Dan Rebel, Jenny Lee, and Sam Small bring.
That's the WPIAL Roundball Report with Don Rebel, Johnny Lee, and Sam Hall every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. on the MSA Sports Network.
Back here at the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex in Cranberry. End of the second period in this Penguins Cup Class AA Championship. Bishop Canevin leading Mars by the score of 4-1. Alongside Kevin Zilmansky, Matt Vandriak, center ice with you. And Bishop Canevin scored 2 goals in the first 39 seconds of that second period and really took control of the game. Mars hasn't looked the same since. After the Crusaders scored the first goal of the game, the Planets would tally to tie it in the opening period. But then Bishop Canevin striking for 2 goals in the first 39 seconds of the period, getting a goal with 1:39 left in the second frame. And that's the difference in this game now. Bishop Canevin up 4-1 despite being outshot 32-18.
3 goals on 6 shots in the second period. We can do the recap here. You want me to do the recap?
You got the recap.
Okay, first goal for Bishop Canevin, Jacob Ondrejko from Daniel Tkac at 7:15 on the first period. Mars tied it on the power play. Bo Heekins from Michael McCann at 8:27. First period ended tied at 1. Shots on goal, 16 for Mars. Bishop Canevin 14. Much different story in the second period. Bishop Canevin jumped out early. Jacob Kuzma went coast to coast. Assist to Daniel Tkac and Patrik Bane at 19-second mark. I don't think they had enough time to make 3 passes there, but somehow they got 2 assists. Again, off the face-off, Ondrejko won at the Tkac at the 39-second mark. Tkac shot on goal, sprung, misplayed it, ended up off his back into the net. Canevin was leading 3-1, 40 seconds into the second period. Stayed that way till very late when Samuel Hrabcak tucked it in from behind the net. Kuzma again played it well in his own zone, picked up the loose mail, went end-to-end, shoveled it behind the neck to Hrabcak, who stepped out on his forehand, tucked it in the post, 4-1. Shots on goal that period, 16-6. 2 period totals, Mars 32, Bishop Canevin 18. Score 4-1 Canevin. They're sitting pretty right now, looking for their 8th Penguin Cup. That would tie the Meadville Bulldogs for most in Western Pennsylvania high school hockey history.
The winner of this one will take on Central Bucks South. That game will be at 1:30 on Saturday afternoon at the Pagula Ice Arena at Penn State. We'll have coverage of all 3 championship games for you on the MSA Sports Network. Coverage starts at 11 o'clock Saturday morning, so make sure you tune in as the AA championship decided here tonight. Class A title tomorrow. A couple of unexpected teams there in South Bend and Franklin Regional.
Right.
And then the AAA title game between the defending AA champion Erie Cathedral Prep and the North Allegheny Tigers.
I believe in 2014 when we went to Pagula after winning, it was Central Bucks South that defeated us 5-2. And we did not play very well that game. So you never know how people are going to respond on the big stage, and I think we're seeing that tonight for Mars. They're not responding well. I don't know what you think. I don't think they go get anything like they did against Armstrong.
They don't. I agree with you 100%. It's been this game has been the first period was fairly even. Bishop Canevin got the big first goal, and that was the play there where Daniel Tkac got sandwiched by 2 Mars defenders, but then dropped the puck back to Ondrejko, and Ondrejko just snapping her a shot from just inside the right wing circle to beat Sprang. A good setup by Tkac. And then, of course, Mars getting the equalizer on the power play, and that goal came just 23 seconds into that second power play try of the night. And it was a situation where the Planets had a lot of chances, and Heekins found that rebound to make it 1-1. That was all we had in the first period, but second period got off to a really bad start for the Planets. Kuzma blocked that shot in his own zone, and then he brought it back, and he went end-to-end, and he found room up the right side, and once he got into the zone, got to the top of the circle and just let it fly, and Sprang unable to stop it on the glove side. That was 19 seconds, really the first rush of the second period that put Mars behind the 8 ball, and then 20 seconds later, Tkac would get the chance off of the shot. It was a face-off win by Ondrejko, and Tkac's shot, it looked like he was targeting it high, but it dropped down and ended up going through the legs of the goaltender, Sprang. Kind of a fluky goal there. And
he put the glove up, and he didn't catch it cleanly. He went down and reached up with the glove. He didn't need to go down. He could have stayed. He could have caught it easily like a first baseman. Just, you can't have those when you're down. You can't add to the bleeding. You know, I've always said in games, hockey games, Matt, you know, you talked about momentum, and one team dictates and the other team reacts. And sometimes that happens for the whole game, but other times it's bursts through the game. And the penalty kill for Bishop Canevin allowed them to kind of seize control. Mars wasn't able to build upon that power play goal they scored. And then subsequent power plays, Bishop Canevin killed it, and they became the dictating team. And they really capitalized early in the second period and then took over. Mars, if they're going to come back in this period, they got to get organized offensively. You can't attack the slot 1-on-3. If you don't have any help, you're going to need to dump it behind the net and then go from there. But one thing, if I was Coach Myers and his staff, all my dumps would be on goal. I would make Borghini handle the puck. He is not strong handling the puck. All my shots, anytime I'm dumping it, I'm whistling it right at him, and I got to have some speed attacking the crease to try to get the rebounds. And hopefully you can poke one home there. But they haven't tried that at all. They've been trying to they like to dump. I talked to the coaches a few times. They always talk about their dump-ins. I haven't seen it a lot. I've seen a lot of carrying across, trying to beat the D, and the Bishop Canevin defensemen have erased all those opportunities with the help of their forwards. They got good, what I call back-checking triangle in position, and there's no space for the Planets.
Well, let's talk about one other thing, too, on the penalty kill there. Bo Heekins thought that he had found the net for the second time.
That was key.
With the backhander. The goal, it did go into the net, but the net also came off the moorings, and the official had blown the play dead before the puck crossed the line, so that goal was disallowed. And then, as you said, the Planets would have an ensuing power play after that, but they couldn't tally on it. And then as time was winding down in the second period, Bishop Canevin would get another goal, and that was, again, by Kuzma, taking the puck from the defensive zone, bringing it back to the offensive side. He threw it to the net, and it went behind the cage. Kuzma went back there, and he just outworked the Mars defender. That was Roach on the play.
Right.
Kuzma took him to the boards, knocked him off the puck, and that gave Samuel Hrabcak the opportunity to find the puck. They battled on the near side. Hrabcak took it around to the far side, and he wrapped it around and scored, and Sprang wasn't ready for it. And with 1:39 left in the period, that goal could be a backbreaker because now it's a 3-goal game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was a good play again by Kuzma. One of the stars of the game for the first 2 periods for Bishop Canevin. They've just been solid. Can't say enough about Nico playing in goal and their defensemen versus the forwards. Mars just not making the good passes offensively. So they got a tall challenge, down 3 heading into the third period.
We'll take a break and be back with period number 3. Bishop Canevin leads Mars 4-1. You're watching and listening to the 2016 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Championships, only here on the MSA Sports Network.
Make sure to follow the MSA Sports Network on social media this season for breaking news, scores, links to our articles, and much more. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/MSA Sports and get in on the conversation with thousands of local sports fans. Follow us on Twitter at MSA Sports and check out our YouTube channel, MSA Sports WPIHL, for hundreds of video interviews with local student athletes, game highlights, and more. Whether it's Twitter, Facebook, or our websites, MSA Sports is the place to go for high school sports in Western Pennsylvania.
Right now, when you refer a friend to open a new personal or business checking account at First Commonwealth Bank, you can earn a generous cash reward. It doesn't even have to be a friend. Could be a relative. Could be a Bruins fan. Could be that guy over there with the weird hair thing going on. It doesn't matter. Refer anyone to open an account and it will really pay off for you. They'll even get a cash reward themselves, no matter who they root for. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC. Learn more at a local branch or visit fcbanking.com.
Hit the ice at Mount Lebanon Ice Center, offering the most comprehensive instructional programs in the area, including hockey, figure skating, and learn-to-skate classes for all ages and ability levels. Classes start soon along with senior and developmental hockey leagues. Mount Lebanon Ice Center also hosts Friday night teen skates and Friday after-school skates for younger children. Birthday party packages also available. Mount Lebanon Ice Center, serving the South Hills for more than 35 years. Call 412-561-4363 or go to mountlebanon.org.
Back here at the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex, period number 3 about to get underway. Class AA Penguins Cup Championship. Bishop Canevin leads Mars by the score of 4-1. Alongside Kevin Somansky, Matt Vandriak with you here on the MSA Sports Network. And Kevin, it's going to be an uphill battle here for the Planets.
Yes, just handed some information from our star researcher Josh Roundtree over here, working the social media. Mars is 5-1 when they allow 3 goals or more. They're 12-0-1 when they allow 2 or less. They've won 1 game when they allowed 4 goals. That was a 7-4 victory against Fox Chapel on December 18th. So the data, the statistics is not leaning in favor of the Planets here, but they have 17 minutes to turn that around and break the stats and at least force this game into overtime.
Kevin, what can Mars do to get back into this game? Because they really, despite the shot advantage, been outplayed here so far tonight.
Well, you can't panic. You gotta stay within yourself a little bit, because if you get desperate, then you try to do things too much. So I think they need to start dumping the puck on net and forcing it there. And they got to stop trying to beat the Bishop Canevin defensemen, because that's not working real well. So offensively, they need to be better in a couple of those ways they could try.
Fresh sheet of ice at center red. Bishop Canevin right to left here in period number 3. Left to right come the Planets. Michael McCann trying to outlet it through the neutral zone. Ruffing will dump it back in for Bishop Canevin. To the right side it comes. Into the Crusaders zone. Gian Oliver after it there. Oliver slows it down. Going to send it here up the near side. Has it taken away by the Planets' Bo Heekins. Heekins throws it towards the net. Nice job by Thomas Krukovski in front of his net to control that bouncing puck and keep it away from his goaltender. Lukas Krukovski up the left side. Sending it back behind the Planets' net. McCann will find it there for Mars. Tries to go up the far wall. Raimundo looks to go to Heekins. Kept in at the right point by Ruffing. Behind the net, Krukovski separated from the puck on a good body check by Newman. Mars comes out of the zone with speed. Raimundo tries to go up the left side against Krukovski. Krukovski will watch as Raimundo dumps it to the corner. Heekins centers, and Lukas Krukovski takes it there.
You can't do that if you're going to score goals. You can't just throw the puck in front of the net when no teammates are there and start the other team's breakout.
It looks so far here too, Kevin, like the Planets are having a little trouble skating on this fresh sheet of ice. We've seen 3 players fall down here in the early going.
Yeah, they just look terrible. It looks slow.
Puck played up here. Something in front of the bench there to stop the puck.
Too much water. If there's water, the puck stops immediately. It just grabs it. It can't slide.
Stopped a couple players as well. Big shot to the net here by Kowalkowski. Off the glove of Borghini, then up and over the net.
Actually hit the crossbar, and I think that's what I've been talking about. You got to challenge him from a long range.
Borghini gave that crossbar a tap. Got a little bit of help there from his friend. Skersey behind the net for the Planets, trying to find it up the far side. Daniel Tkac takes it. Kept in, though, by Mars. Left wing feed, Keaton Hanna. Walks it in. Hanna the net shot on. Save made. Rebound try. Fed back to the net. Stopped again. Third try. Borghini closes the door and he covers the rebound.
It's not artistic. It's not pretty. But Borghini continues to put his body and his equipment in front of all the pucks that Mars is throwing in front of the net. 15:01 to go in the third, and they still have the lead. You know, last year he had a lot of trouble on long shots, and we even had him go get his eyes examined because he was struggling with them. And you saw that on that long shot that ended up hitting the crossbar.
Face off to the left of the Bishop Canevin net. Trying to come out with it here for the Crusaders is Matthew Weethorn. Played back behind the net, centering now. Skersey looking for Kowalkowski, and he couldn't turn it over. Skersey having a good shift here for Mars. Plays it behind the net. Keaton Hanna right in front. Kowalkowski there. Shot unblocked in front by the defense. Gian Oliver as well as Krukovski both in front, thrown back to the net, covered up by the goaltender. And Borghini will keep it out, but a great chance there for Mars. And both Thomas Krukovski and Gian Oliver insulating their goaltender by blocking that opportunity.
Again, the defenseman for the Crusaders doing a good job in front of Borghini. That pass went in front to the slot, and it's just too long for Mars to catch it and shoot it. It needed to be snapped a little quicker. Allowed Borghini to get himself set for that shot.
Face off won by the Crusaders, trying to clear it out. Newman trying to keep it in. Battling here with Krukovski. Krukovski frees the puck up, sends it over to Ruffing. Ruffing hands it off there to Thomas Krukovski. Krukovski's crossing center red, dumping it in. Ruffing makes the steal at center red, throws it softly back toward net. Sticked out of play by Sprang. Face off coming up in the Mars zone to our left. 1 minute and 40 seconds into this third period. with the Crusaders on top by the score of 4-1. Don't forget, after the game, we'll have your Management Science Associates 3 stars of the game, as well as your post-game scoring recap. Face off to the right of the Mars net. Fassbinder for the Planets. Sends it out. Here comes a chance for Raimundo. Gets around a man. Raimundo into the zone to his left. Raimundo stick checked by Kuzma. Follows up. Throws it to the net and it bounces just wide. Fassbinder down low against Oliver. Oliver wins the battle. Finds Bosnic here at the near side. Bosnic sends it out as Raimundo finishes his check. And Krivak just off sides will bring the face-off back to neutral ice as Bishop Canevin was trying to break in and possibly put this one away.
We cited Noah Raimundo in the open. He leads the Mars team with 19 goals. And that was really, I think, his first threatening opportunity of the game, coming early in the third period. I just haven't noticed him a lot like you did notice him against Armstrong in the semis.
Newman from the face-off for the Planets, dumping it in. Patrik Bane behind the net. Mars sends it out. Hickens tries to turn and shoot. Bane gets back to block it. Jacob Ondrejko up the far side. Captain McCann throws it back to the net. Porcini makes the stop and he holds again.
Saw that one. Was able to just catch it and hold it. He's not going to take any chances. He's just going to take the face-offs throughout the 13:41 remaining in the third. So it's going to get the clock to stop for the Planets. They're going to have to win the draw and get some good shots. They might want to try moving the defenseman up a little closer here, but they lose the draw.
Bishop Canevin trying to move it out. Tkac chips it ahead. Here comes Daniel Tkac. 2-on-1 developing now. Tkac down the right side as the man go to the net, tries to push it there, and it's well defended by Marzi and Newman to break it up. Back now come the Planets. Krukovski dumps it in around the boards here to the near side. Bishop Canevin trying to regroup in their own zone. Skersey and Keaton Hanna battling here with Hrabcak and Bane. Ondrejko joins the fray and sends it back around to the far side. Crusaders play it out of play into their own bench, and the face-off will stay in the Bishop Canevin zone. 13:10 left here in this third period. Bishop Canevin leading 4-1.
So let's review that last, Raj. So Tkac makes a nice play, pushes it past, creates a kind of a 2-on-1. The Mars defensemen make the play in a slot. 2 forwards for Canevin are caught. They transition, but the forward for Canevin beat Mars down the ice, and they weren't allowed to get a good rush. That's just more determination in the blue jerseys right now.
Mars play it back into their own zone. Patrick Roach up the left side trying to move the puck ahead, looking for Foley. Taken back the other way. Here come the Crusaders. Shot to the net there by Lukas Krukovski. Glove save made by Sprang, and he'll hold for the whistle.
You'll take the offensive draws if you're Bishop Canevin. You'd like to see the clock move, but you're about 175 feet away from your goalie, and you win the draw.
Face-off win. Shot to the net from the right point there by Thomas Krukovski. Stick to side by Sprang. Back behind the net. Bishop Canevin. Alec Bosnic. Bosnic trying to center off the stick of Grau. Now Heltman battling with Krivak. Come to the end boards. Krivak here on the near side of the rink. Tries to come away with it. Has it stripped away. Good play by William Foley. Foley coming back the other way for the Planets. Shot to the net. Goes wide. Bounces to the far side. Thomas Krukovski. Can't get it out. Sent back towards the net. Nothing doing there as the Bishop Canevin defense again strong in front of their keeper. All the way back into the Bishop Canevin zone. Mars going to change as they dump it in. Here they come.
Now there's a mistake by Bishop Canevin. Mars wasn't there to capitalize and put the pressure on their goalie.
Yeah, Krivak tried to throw that one back across the zone, but as you said, nobody there to capitalize on it, so it's played back here to the near side. Thomas Krukovski sending it over to Oliver. Oliver can't get it out. Braden Hand at the left point keeps it in, sends it back behind the net. Bo Heekins there, looks for Fassbinder, and the pass too far. Kept in, though, by Newman at the point. Newman backhands it into the corner. Gian Oliver after it there. Heekins takes him to the wall. Freeing the puck up. Opportunity for Raimundo. Raimundo goes behind the net, tries to send it out, and nobody there to take it away. It was a good defensive play in front of the net by Thomas Krukovski to cut off Heekins. He was trying to head towards the net looking for that loose puck. Braden Hanna stands up a Bishop Canevin player with a hard hit. And slow to get up for the Crusaders is Krivak.
Yep, that was Krivak.
Hanna took him out. Behind the net, Krivak steps into Hanna, freeing the puck up. Behind the net, Bishop Canevin player loses edge in front of the net. Mars going to send it back out. There's a chance for Raimundo. 1-on-3. Raimundo comes in. Wrist shot outside. He had the goaltender leaning, but he missed the net.
Again, 1-on-3, but this time they did get a long shot.
Bishop Canevin sending this one back into the Mars zone. It will go the length of the ice. Icing call against the Crusaders brings the faceoff back in the zone to our right. 10:45 left here in this third period. 4-1, Bishop Canevin leads.
That was a good pass there from the defenseman hitting Raimundo in the neutral zone. Crisp pass, long pass, right on the tape. Allowed him to get some speed, but once again, 3 guys back for Canevin. He's playing very well defensively.
Face-off won by the Planets. Now battle for the puck in the circle. Keaton Hanna tries to come away with it. It's ended up Patrik Fric taking it. Fric trying to get around McCann. He'll come to the blue line and just dump it in. Fric playing it down around the far side. Mars coming away with it there. Sending it back into the Bishop Canevin zone. Fric here on the near side. Bumped by McCann, then cleaned up by Keaton Hanna on the follow-up, and this is going to be a penalty.
And the frustration is beginning for Mars.
Fric took a pretty clean hit from the first guy, but then the puck was already gone, and Hanna just stepped into him after the puck was long gone. You can't do that. He's going to sit down.
Yep, you're going to give Canevin an opportunity to not only score, but work 2 minutes off the clock. You're down 3, 8:21 to go. You're going to start running out of time, and we'll see if Mars gets back to trying to score, or they're just going to get frustrated for the rest of the period.
Bishop Canevin is 0 for 2 on the. I'm sorry, 0 for 1 on the power play.
Yeah, this is a second opportunity.
Chance. Okay.
Neutral zone face-off.
10:21 left here in the third. 4-1 Crusaders in the lead, and they win the face-off. Here comes Bosnic into the zone, roughing the call. Bishop Canevin looking it over. Krukovski at the right point, walks it in. Shot, save made by Sprang. Rebound comes here to the near side. Good hustle by Heekins. Krivak, though, comes away with the puck. Krivak looking it over. Heekins battling with him, as is Raimundo. Krivak skates to the top of the circle, now to the far point. Krukovski looks it over. Kuzma wants to tee that shot up from the left point. Krukovski trying to get away from Kolakowski. Krukovski gets away, sends it down low. Crusaders looking it over. Lukas Krukovski comes back to the right point. And it gets past Thomas Krukovski all the way back to the BC zone. Borghini will take care of it with 1:15 left in the power play. Offsides, it's Krukovski on the return feed. He'll bring the faceoff back to the neutral zone.
When you're up 3 and you're under 10 minutes, you're on the power play. Kuzma did want to tee up that one-timer, but if he doesn't get it cleanly, he could whiff it, cause a breakaway, could be blocked, cause a breakaway. I want the puck low. I want to work from down low. If I fumble the puck, I still have 3 or 4 defenders. I'm not giving Mars a shorthanded breakaway opportunity.
Neutral zone face-off with 1:12 left in the Bishop Canevin power play. Samuel Hrabcak. Here he comes. Hrabcak comes in, backhander towards the net. McCann partially blocks it, then takes Hrabcak to the boards. Bishop Canevin comes away with it. Trying to walk it out to Ondrejko, and he can't turn the shot over as he brought it through the crease. Sprang ended up losing his stick, but Mars able to send it all the way back into the Bishop Canevin zone. 50 seconds now remaining on the Crusaders power play. Lead pass, Hrabcak across center ed. Newman does a nice job of taking him off the puck. Oliver follows on. Newman takes it away from him as well. Hrabcak gloves it down. At the top of the left circle, pass now to the left point. Kuzma through traffic, shot to the net, redirection, and it goes just wide.
Good job to get that shot through with a quick wrister. No big slap shot.
Hrabcak in the slot, turns and shoots, blocked by Norris. Follow-up try, they can't clear it out. As it was kept in, nice job by Ondrejko. But on a second opportunity, he and Newman will send it all the way back into the Bishop Canevin zone with 18 seconds now left on the Crusaders power play. Lukas Krukovski setting it up in his own zone. Up the right side, Skersey for Mars will steal and dump it back into Bishop Canevin ice. And the Crusaders will get the kill, holding Bishop Canevin 0 for 2 on the man advantage so far tonight. Bosnic can't get away from Heekins. Heekins makes the steal in the Bishop Canevin zone. Heekins along the left wing boards, 8:13 left in the period, 3-goal lead here. Centering try, and Raimundo in the doorstep can't knock it home. Shot back towards the net, hits bodies in front of the stick of Heltman. Good job.
He hit Raimundo right in the gut. Fell down at his feet. Bishop Canevin was able to clear it for an icing, so face off back to the left of Nico Borghini.
And Krukovski kind of tied himself right to Raimundo on that play, so he couldn't turn it over, had that rebound falling to where he could shoot.
Again, he gets at the puck on the left side. He made a nice play, but he was on another solo flight. Raimundo came to the right side, but just no support from the F3 or even an activated defenseman to make it 4 on the attack.
Face off to the left of the Bishop Canevin net. Heltman from the draw shoots to the net off the glove of the goaltender. And the stop made by Borghini.
Wasn't clean, but he made the save again.
Pass down low, backhand try, save Borghini, and he covers up the rebound. And a penalty coming up against Bishop Canevin. I think Patrick Bane's going to pick up a cross-checking call.
Kuzma.
As he flattened Bo Heekins after he turned that backhander over to the net. And you're right, it is Kuzma who's going to get called for the penalty.
Well, this would be an interesting call, Coach Myers and the staff. You're down 3, 7:50 to go. You could give some consideration to getting Spring out to make it a 6-on-4 to try to get the second one quickly. It's a high-risk play, but you're down 3. You got nothing to lose. Yes, Canevin could ice the puck there into the open net, but it's an option to think about. It's a decision to make as a staff. I don't know how much consideration they're giving it right now. But if they don't score one quickly, look for them to take a timeout to keep their top guys out there for the rest of this power play. Because it's getting to be life or death time here. They're going to need to cash in to make it 4-2.
Face-off won by the Crusaders, and they'll send it out the length of the ice.
Good face-off win by Krivak. Right-handed shot to the right corner, and Oliver just sent it the length of the ice.
Kuzma called for cross-checking. This will be Mars' 5th try with the power play tonight. Planets are 1 for 4 so far. Puck played back behind the Bishop Canevin net. Crusaders clear it out again.
It's just too easy. The dumps are not good. They're not organized. Easy retrieval for the defenseman for Bishop Canevin, and they're just killing all kinds of time. They got 30 seconds off the clock already.
7:20 left in the period. Raimundo breaks the zone. Defenseman uses a screen. Shot blocked as Oliver gets in front of it. And now here come the Crusaders back. Krivak tries to come through center red, and Raimundo takes him off his skates with a good solid body check. Centering try, stolen by Krivak. Krivak to the net. Krivak with a wrist shot. Save made by Sprang on a great short-handed try there by Krivak, who never gave up on the play.
McCann just made a horrible pass, but right on Krivak's stick.
Hanna comes back. Rising wrist shot there. Goes up and over the net. Foley keeping it in here for the Planets. Foley along the left side. Down low to Keaton Hanna. Hanna behind the net. Looks it over. Looks to go to Foley off a skate, and it goes wide. To the right point, Newman tries to find somewhere to go. He wants to shoot. Goes to the left side instead. Roach through traffic. Fires wide. Newman along the near boards, wants to fire it back, and it's blocked. Good defensive play by Bosnic, who brings it back for the Crusaders, hits the blue line and dumps it in.
Hit him right in the shin guards. Good play by Bosnic to block it, clear it, go for a change. Fresh troops now.
No shooting lanes have been there either for Mars. Bishop Canevin just closed down that point shot. There's nowhere to fire.
But they're not moving to create the lanes. They're all standing around. You got to move the bodies around to where you want them and shoot through, or shoot around them, I'm sorry.
Fassbinder with speed, tries to drop the puck back, taken away by Bishop Canevin's Lukas Krukovski. Krukovski moving it ahead. Here comes Krukovski crossing into the Mars zone, killing more time. 10 seconds left. Krukovski going to take a skate all the way back to center red. Krukovski circles again. Krukovski with 5 seconds left going to dump it in, and Bishop Canevin's killed the penalty. Mars now 1 for 5 with the man advantage, and with 5:50 left, Bishop Canevin holds a controlling 4-1 lead.
You got to shift the formation on the penalty kill if you're on the power play.
Tkac makes the steal. Here comes Tkac back. Wrist shot there. He misses wide. Ondrejko sends it back to the net. Sprang sticks it aside. And Mars will bring it back the other way. William Foley. Foley trying to get around 2 players. Ruffing. Poke checks it here up the near side. Tkac has it taken away by Heekins. Finds Kowalkowski at center red. Kowalkowski goes to the left side. McCann, nice move to get around a man. Michael McCann going to pinch in here now behind the net.
Solo rush again.
Nobody there as he dropped the puck back. And it's taken away by Ruffing for Bishop Canevin. Now comes down to Daniel Tkac. Tkac breaks the zone down the left side. Tkac circles, trying to get away from Gra. Tkac tries to skate away from Heltman as well. Puts the puck in front of net. McCann in his skates. Kicks it to the net, and Sprang had to be sharp to keep that one out.
Almost an own goal there, Matt. Threw it in front. Tkac doing a nice job controlling the puck down low. Threw it at the skates of McCann. McCann kind of turned and almost kicked it right past Sprang. That would have pretty much sealed it. 5-1. Or 4:59 to go. Canevin has a 3-goal lead. Face off to the left of Sprang. And it looks like it's going to be a timeout here by Mars.
4:59 left in regulation. As you said, 4-1 Bishop Canevin leads. The Crusaders got the first goal of the game. Jacob Ondrejko in period number 1 off an assist from Daniel Tkac. Mars would get the equalizer on the power play. Rebound opportunity for Bo Heekins, and he would tie the game up. 1-1 was your score after one. In the second period, Bishop Canevin got 2 early goals, and that's really been the difference. First rush of the period, the Planets brought the puck back to the Crusaders zone, shot block, and then Jacob Kuzma, coast to coast, brought it all the way back and hammered a wrist shot from the top of the right circle past Tyler Sprang to make it 2-1. 20 seconds later, off a face-off win by Ondrejko, Daniel Tkac would shoot back to the net off of Sprang's glove. The puck bounced down and through him. And 39 seconds into the second period, it was 3-1 Bishop Canevin. And then the Crusaders would add a late goal with 1:39 left in the period. Bishop Canevin's Samuel Hrabcak on a wraparound would make it 4-1, and that's where we stand here with less than 5 left in this third period.
It's like Mars never recovered from those 2 goals in the first 40 seconds of the second period. That was a quick strike. They really hammered them, but you still had 33 minutes to play.
Face-off one by the Planets in their own zone. Trying to outlet it up the far side at center red. Kuzma takes it and just dumps it back into the Mars zone. Bishop Canevin content to just dump, chase, and kill time here. As we're down to 4:40 now left in regulation and a 3-goal Crusaders lead.
You take a face-off in your own zone, you got to do something better with a face-off win than what happened right there.
Heltman tries to glove it down. Heekins can't keep it in. Bishop Canevin brings it back. Bosnic to Lukas Krukovski. Krukovski tries to split the defense. Roach breaks it up. Now a feed in front. Shot to the net. And a good job by Vasbinder to get back as that return feed from Bosnic to Krukovski was turned over, but Vasbinder blocked it and Sprang had no trouble stopping it.
A little surprised Bishop Canevin had 2 guys on the attack right there. I don't think they need more than 1 at this point, but it's been working. Mars hasn't generated any counterattack, so even though the shots on goal are strange. I mean, you look at the shots on goal, say Mars dominated, but I don't think they have.
As you said, they've had a quantity of shots, but not a lot of quality.
Right.
Newman cross center red, and Thomas Krukovski takes him off his skates with a good shoulder check. Left wing pass, Hanna gets to the line, then has it rejected again by the Crusaders. Mars has to come back outside the zone to get onside as we approach the 4-minute mark. Now left here in this third period, Bishop Canevin looking for a rematch with Central Buck South for the Penguins Cup on Saturday. Tkac down the wall, tries to find Ondrejko. Taken away by McCann, who plays it off the referee. McCann regrouping now behind his own net. Up the left side, Kolakowski out to Hanna. Hanna breaks center red. Hanna now into the Canevin zone. Hanna wants to wrist shot. Fans on the shot there. Loose puck around the net. The Crusaders send it out. Kept in though at the point. Trying to find Vasbinder. Net is empty with 3.5 minutes left here in regulation and a 4-1 Bishop Canevin lead. Mars going, pulling out of the stops now. Outlet pass. Looking ahead to Hrabcak. Nice job by Newman to break it up. Planets get on side. Heekins into the zone. Heekins trying to stick it around 2 defenders. He'll chase it back behind the net. Go Heekins. Backhand feed in front. Blocked down. Well defended on the play by Krukovski. Sent back towards the empty net. And Hrabcak just misses there. Icing the call against the Crusaders. Brings the faceoff back in the BC zone to our right with 3:05 left here in this third period. 4-1 Bishop Canevin on top.
Well, obviously Mars has to score and you need to get the puck to the net. But you just can't throw it from behind if there's no one there to slam it home, because you're just helping Bishop Canevin escape the zone. So face off to the left of Borghini, 3:05 remaining in the third period. 3-goal lead for Bishop Canevin as they're trying to close in on their 8th Penguin Cup title.
Face off one behind the Bishop Canevin net. Kuzma reverses it up the near side, plays it off the wall, and into the Mars zone it goes. Patrick Roach regrouping behind the empty net now. Under 3 minutes left in regulation, 4-1 Bishop Canevin leads. Roach sends it out up the left side. Will Scursy into the zone. Scursy trying to get away from Krivak. Scursy a drop pass to Vasbinder on the left wing side. Vasbinder walks in, wrist shot to that save. Borghini, rebound. Borghini closes the door again as denial comes in the form of number 31 with Roach whacking away at the rebound.
One of the better entries there for Mars is they were able to cross the zone and pull up and create some offense by sliding it down and going to the net. But as he's been all game, except for one power play goal, Borghini denies the Planets. He now has 40 saves on the night.
Borghini's been strong. Bishop Canevin, those 2 early goals in the second period really have been the difference here so far tonight. Face off to the right of the Crusaders net. 2:37 left here in the third. Bishop Canevin on top, 4-1. Draw one by the Planets. Roach from the point. One-time shot blocked and goes wide. Raimundo tries to center. Oliver cuts it off. Heekin steals it back, turns and snaps it towards the net. Firing wide. Raimundo chases it down along the far boards. Beyond the net looking for Grah. Grah finds Heekin. Heekin centers, nobody home. Walking in now. Good chance for Raimundo, but he fires a shot and he misses the net. Mars generating some scoring chances with 2:13 left here. Grah trying to chip it back behind the net. After it there is Foley. Foley centers, nobody home. Tkac will find the puck along the far boards. Tkac moving it ahead. Getting around a man here. It's Hrabcak. Hrabcak approaches the empty net. Nice job by Roach to take him behind the net and take the puck away as well. Outlet pass. Foley breaks the Canevin zone. Shot to the net, misses wide. Hannah after the rebound along the far boards. 1:45 left. Hannah tries to get around a man. Hannah finding somewhere to go. Drops it back, and it's broken up again. Good play. Hrabcak continues his strong play. Loose puck found by Tkac. Shot to the net. He scores! Tell the fat lady to put the hot dog down. Start warming up and sing. Bishop Canevin leads 5-1 with 1:34 left here in the third period.
Mars had the puck right inside the blue line. Just terrible spacing. Ran into each other. Popped that in the neutral zone. And Tkac has been strong all game defensively. It deposited it into the open net. And a very, very unlikely Penguin Cup championship for Canevin, as they come a long way since May when they had about 8 guys on the roster. And now they have a 4-goal lead with 94 seconds remaining in the game.
Daniel Tkac gets his second of the night. And Bishop Canevin is 90 seconds away from the championship. Steal here by Mars by Jared Taylor. Played back into the Planet zone. Heltman slows it down. Heltman goes to the far side. Heltman tries to find room. Breaking it in on the left side. Heltman shot, save Borghini. And it's back behind the net. Loose puck back there. Evan Smicker trying to find it for Mars. Bishop Canevin takes it away. Outlet pass comes out to the neutral zone. Wasselson for the Planets. Going to go to the left side. Smicker in. Tries to shoot. Has it blocked. Good defensive play by Darius Legleitner, who we see out here for the first time tonight.
Yeah, he and Gambino got their first shifts of the game. Happy for Gambino, kind of a street hockey player to join the team a few years ago. Good teammate, getting the skate in the Penguin Cup.
Puck played back by the Bishop Canevin net. Oliver trying to clear. 39 seconds left now. Wasselson pushing it in for the Planets. 35 seconds left. Players scrum together. Kept in by Roach. Roach looks it over. Shot to the net. Deflection goes wide. To the near side it comes. Crusaders 23 seconds away. Krukovski chasing behind the net. Heekin's after him. Krukovski battling with Heekins. Vasbinder finds the puck. Vasbinder between the circles. Stick check by Krivak. Krivak takes it. Dumps it back across center red. 10 seconds, 9 seconds. Count it down now. Sprang returns it back to center red. Vasbinder dumps it in. 4 seconds left. Oliver chips it ahead. Roach will find it there. Cue up the Queen. For the 8th time, the Bishop Canevin Crusaders are the champions, my friend, as they defeat the Mars Planets here at the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex by the final score of 5-1. The gloves and sticks fly as the Crusaders celebrate to our right. And they are headed on to the Penguins, to the Pennsylvania Cup Championship. They will take on Central Bucks South on Saturday afternoon. We'll take a break and we'll be back to wrap things up. We'll have your post-game scoring recap as well as your Management Science Associates 3 stars of the game. Bishop Canevin, the 2016 Penguins Cup Class AA champions, as they defeat Mars 5-1 here at the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. We'll be back. You're listening to and watching 2016 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Championship coverage, and it's only here on the MSA Sports Network.
Own your piece of hockey history with a Penguins game-used jersey. Visit J&J Distributing at www.jjdistributing.biz and check out one of their largest selections of Penguins game-worn jerseys from your favorite Pens, past and present. Or call 724-752-1556. J&J Distributing buys, sells, and trades some of hockey's most prized possessions, including the Penguins game-worn jerseys, Penguins practice jerseys, minor league jerseys, and new and game-used equipment. Browse their inventory today at www.jjdistributing.biz.
Hey Josh, I hear we have a new coach this season.
Oh yeah? What do you know about him, Adam?
Well,
Okay, guys, listen up. These 2 points are big tonight if we want to make the playoffs. We have to be good on face-offs. Remember your assignments. Be strong in our zone, get into the shooting lanes, and stay out of the penalty box.
Coach.
Keep the shift short.
Coach.
What?
There aren't 2 points tonight.
And the show has segments, not shifts.
Can I still yell at the refs?
Coach, you gotta let it go.
Catch the PIHL Power Play Show with Adam Horner, Josh Roundtree, and new edition Kevin Zomansky every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on MSASports.net.
Life is about having the confidence to know you can do anything right. I get that at Carlo.
I graduated with top awards, but beyond the classroom, Carlo helped me learn a lot about myself.
Carlo brings out the best in you.
I know I'm going to be a fantastic nurse.
I know whatever I come across, I'll be prepared.
I can't think of a better place to start the rest of my life, because at Carlo, I know I matter.
I matter.
I matter.
Enroll at Carlo University. Visit carlo.edu.
Who says you can only enjoy breakfast in the morning? And who says you can only enjoy it one type of way? At Dunkin' Donuts, breakfast is delicious any kind of way, any time of day. A breakfast craving can strike any time, whether it's morning, noon, or night. Dunkin' has the perfect combination of breakfast deliciousness to satisfy any craving. Bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel, sausage, egg, and cheese on a croissant, ham, egg, and cheese on an English muffin. All your favorites anytime you want them. Stop by Dunkin' for breakfast anytime. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf. The only place to turn to listen and watch the 2016 PIHL Penguins Cup playoffs is right here on the MSA Sports Network. We have audio and video coverage from the first round all the way through the high school hockey championships. Plus, we will have nightly recaps of all the action. The broadcasts, the interviews, and the write-ups of the PIHL Penguins Cup playoffs are only here on the MSA Sports Network.
The announcement of the Bishop Canevin players being made. They are the 2016 PIHL Penguins Cup Class AA champions by virtue of a 5-1 win over Mars here at the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex in Cranberry tonight. Alongside Kevin Zomansky, Matt Vandriak here to wrap things up on the Crusaders' victory. An impressive win, a game that was tied 1-1 after one. But in the second period, that's where things really came undone for Mars. And Bishop Canevin,
scoring
2 early
recap?
goals.
Okay.
Put things away. We'll move into it now. We'll get your post-game scoring recap.
First goal of the game by Jacob Ondrejko at the 7:15 mark, assist to Daniel Tkac. Mars tied the game on a power play. Bo Heekins from Michael McCann, 8:27 mark. Ended the first period tied at 1. Shots on goal 16-12 in favor of Mars. Second period, it was early. Jacob Kuzma from Daniel Tkac and Patrick Bane. He went coast to coast. 19 seconds in, they'll give the Crusaders a lead they'd never relinquish. 20 seconds later, offensive zone faceoff. Jacob Ondrejko won the drawback to Tkac. He threw it on net. Sprung for a goal and made a 3-1 lead for Bishop Canevin. And late in the second period, Samuel Hrabcak from Jacob Kuzma at the 19:21 mark. They went into intermission 3-1. Shots on goal that period 16-6. 2-period totals 32-18. In the third period, no scoring until the 15:26 mark. Empty net goal by Daniel Tkac. He finished with 2 goals and 2 assists. Final score 5-1 Bishop Canevin. Shots on goal in the third, 9 for Mars, 7 for Bishop Canevin. Total 41-25.
What a victory for the Crusaders. And they win the Penguins Cup Championship for the 8th time in program history. And Bishop Canevin will take on Central Buck South Saturday afternoon, 1:30 at the Pagula Ice Arena at Penn State. Kevin, very impressive win here for Bishop Canevin, but with that, we'll move into our always eagerly anticipated MSA Sports Network Management Science Associates 3 stars of the game.
Correct one thing, Meadville has 9, I was told, although looking at the sheet, it counted 8. So 3 stars of the game. Number 3 star, Jacob Kuzma from Bishop Canevin. He had the game-winning goal and also added an assist for 2 points. Second star, Nico Borghini, 40 saves in the win. And the number 1 star and the Management Science Associates player of the game, Daniel Tkac, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4-point effort for the freshman, playing in his very first Penguin Cup.
Big win for Bishop Canevin here, and just give credit to where credit's due for Mars. A great season for the Planets. They took the step up from single A to double A, making it all the way here to the Class double A championship game before coming up short. But the Crusaders, a great season, and Kevin, what can you say? I mean, this was the 3rd place team out of the Western Conference, but you know, that's a little bit of a misleading statistic as well, because the Western Conference wasn't decided until the final night of the regular season. Bishop Canevin could have been the 2nd place team coming out of it. Right. I mean, it was just a matter of how things broke down in that regular season finale between Mars and Moon. Ended up being where Moon won, Mars finished 2nd, Bishop Canevin finished 3rd. But all in all, it didn't matter. Bishop Canevin able to pull it out here with a very impressive effort over Mars, and really that second period, you look at the early part of that second period, there's 2 goals in the first 39 seconds were the difference here tonight.
Right, quick strike there by the Crusaders. It definitely stunned Mars. They never seemed to recover. They looked like a shell of themselves in the semifinals. They were so impressive in the semis, and in this game they just never get going offensively, and they really took it to them. Winning the game 5-1. Borghini was impressive in front. The defensemen in front of him were equally impressive. Every time Mars went on a rush, crossing the offensive blue line with the puck, they always had 3 guys back. So they had the 2 defensemen, and then the high forward come back, sometimes beating Mars down the ice. Mars never was able to get numbers on the rush. They didn't activate their defensemen to create the numbers. And they were just outplayed, outcoached, out everything today. And Bishop Canevin wins the game easily 5-1.
Yeah, definitely. I really think that Bishop Canevin from start to finish really was the better team here tonight. Mars had their chances, and you look back to it in the second period, that 3-1 lead, when the Planets had that power play try. The net came off the moorings. Bo Higgins had put the puck in the net, but it was disallowed. And I don't know if you want to say that completely sucked all the air out of Mars, but after those 2 quick goals on that, it just seemed that they couldn't recover.
Yeah, it might not have sucked all the air out, but it sucked out enough that, you know, it just never seemed to get on track offensively besides on the power play. And even on, I shouldn't even say that, on the power play, I thought Canevin did a great job on the penalty kill. They won power play goal, so they were 1 for 5 on the power play. But just a great effort all around there as they hand off the trophy to Ken Vance, the longtime friend of the program for Canevin. Anyone been around the program knows him. And so they're having a moment over there. So big for Coach Kevin Paulus to return to his alma mater. First year winning the Penguin Cup. I went through that in '98. First time back at first coaching season at Central Catholic. My alma mater, was able to win. It's a real thrill to win it for your alma mater. So great job by Canevin all around, from the school, the board, to the coaching staff, to the players. And they're going to get another crack at CB South on Saturday at 1:30, and Sean Myers and myself will be on the call for that one.
Make sure you tune in. Coverage of the Penguins. The Penguins Cup is now finishing up, but we will still have continued Penguin Cup coverage tomorrow here on the MSA Sports Network with the Class A and Class AAA championship games from the Lemieux Sports Complex here in Cranberry. And as Kevin alluded to, we'll have the Pennsylvania Cup championships on Saturday as well, starting with a single A game at 11 a.m., followed by double and triple A after that. For Kevin Zemansky, Matt Vandriak, hope you enjoyed listening to and watching the 2016 Penguins Cup Class AA Championship. Your final again here from the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. The Bishop Canevin Crusaders defeat Mars by the score of 5-1. Thanks for listening and watching. We appreciate you tuning in to the MSA Sports Network. Good night, everyone.
The 2016 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs on the MSA Sports Network have been sponsored by the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena, by J&J Distributing, by First Commonwealth Bank, by Carlow University, by Progress, by Dunkin' Donuts, and by Management Science Associates. You can follow the high school hockey postseason and all the winter sports playoffs by logging on every day to www.msasports.net. The preceding has been a special presentation of the Management Science Associates Sports Network.